Okay, viewers, welcome back to another live stream. This is the watch party for the Rolex 24 Daytona in 2026. We have new and improved graphics, and we also have new personnel as well. I welcome Nick and David back to the live stream. David, of course, a familiar name to these live streamings with the WEC broadcast. Nick, of course, a brand new addition to the IMSA live streaming section of the FJ Endurance channel. But viewers, welcome in. Already have over 50 people watching right now. This is great to see, and we are going to continue to see those numbers progress. The Rolex 24 is finally here. It's been a long winter break, but we are ready to go for another season in the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. But for now, I'm going to set myself aside. I'm going to hand things over to my two co-hosts today. Nick, we'll start with you since you are new to the channel. Welcome. What are your thoughts heading into this race? And tell us a little bit about yourself as well.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nicholas Poitras. I'm so happy to finally be on here, joining here with you, Jonah, and also here with my co-host, David. It is an absolute honor to be joining you guys for such a legendary race and the first race of the year. We're so excited. We've had a lot of stuff to talk about leading up into this race, some stuff with bot changes, practice, qualifying being insane. We've had a lot of build-up. We had some crazy MX-5 racing yesterday. I don't know if anyone else got to see that, but there was some insane. It looks like restrictor plate racing in NASCAR all over again. It's been just the perfect build-up for the perfect day, and that's what we're doing right here. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, and I couldn't be more excited to be doing it with you guys. And one thing I do want to quickly go into before we move into anything else, with qualifying, most importantly, I was so impressed with the 93 Acura. I know they're on pole right now. I know they got that pole a little bit from gimmick because of the 31 going down, but with everything that's been going on with quali, with the 93 looking quick, the BMW's looking a little bit tentative. We'll have to wait and see what happens as we get into the later stages of the race. And of course, with the Porsches, it's going to be so fun. David, on to you.
Yeah, I echo your words, Nick. It's so great to be back, and of course, I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and to have you on as well, Nick, is just awesome for a huge race like Daytona 24 is. Awesome qualifying, a lot of stories from there, as you mentioned, but also there is a huge story about Porsche. They can do a three-peat here at Daytona. And they have been kind of this silent killer almost, always being a little bit counted out and not really performing up to pace. And then in the race time, it just is a different beast. So I'm looking forward to see what they can do in the next 24 hours, as well as what the Acura can do. Because, I mean, the first time we watched Daytona, they were absolutely beating everybody else, like 30 seconds down to the second place car. So
100%.
I'm looking forward to see what they can do as well from pole position this year.
Yeah, and viewers, just to let you guys know, this is the 64th edition of the Rolex 24. First race was back in 1966, and it has continued to grow ever since. It became part of IMSA in 1975. And like I said, it's continued to grow. It is one of the biggest sports car endurance races in the world, not just in North America. But a lot of storylines heading into this one, a lot to talk about. But Nick, David, so glad to have you on for this live stream. And viewers, thank you so much for coming with us on this journey as well. This stream is very important compared to 2025. 2025, we had some great streams, but this one's going to be very, very special, and the future streams in 2026 are going to be the same. This particular stream, we're going to have commentary, watch party, whatever you want to call it, for 3 hours. 3 hours of action for the IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship season opener. The cars are already out on track for a formation lap as it stands. You can see it's not just me, Nick, and David. We also have live data from the entire GTP grid as well as the leader in LMP2. I snuck that in just a little bit there. And then also to the left of the screen as well, we have the pole sitters for all 4 categories. Nick, you already mentioned that Meyershank Racing got the pole. First time that Acura has been on the pole position since 2023, when that very team went on to win the race, and that very controversial victory as well. Renger van der Zande will start this field off to begin this event. It's been a chaotic couple of last few days with Cadillac getting the demotion, but let's talk about the GTP grid first. Acura on pole, the Aston Martin Valkyrie coming into Daytona for the first time. Nick, let's start with you before David, you give your thoughts.
Absolutely. And let's talk about that Valkyrie. I think we all kind of come in with a bit of mixed expectations for the car. It was pretty okay through all of WEC. It had some pretty good showings actually in IMSA, especially at Road America last year, where it was really, really quick. And that's exactly what you want to do for any team. You want to have a strong finish to the end of the year and get that momentum into the first race. So although they were a little tentative in qualifying, they do have a bit of an advantage with a pretty solid BOP. If I look at the BOP technical bulletin, they are easily the lightest car at 1,030 kilograms. And when it comes to their V1 and V2 power percentage, they easily have the most amount of power compared to everyone else. So when it comes to that, they pretty much have no excuse but to perform. So I'm really looking forward to see what that Aston does. It is their debut. They've had a lot of time to run the car in plenty of different environments, but this is the one you want to win. And I hope possibly for a top 5 finish. I didn't put them in my top 5 predictions. I was being safe, but if they finish in the top 5, I'll have no problem with that. And that will be 100% a success for the Heart of Racing team.
It will be. I mean, it's the second year running for Heart of Racing team with the Valkyrie. Of course, first time here at Daytona. We saw a lot of promise from the Valkyrie at Le Mans last year, where they actually was competitive pace-wise, something I think a lot of people didn't expect.
True.
And second year around with the car, a lot of development has been going on throughout the last year, and it was all about just completing races, getting miles on race miles into the car. And now they need to improve. Now they need to show that they are actually a competitive team and it isn't just a gimmick car. I think they did look competitive last year in some races, but also it had some problems and it looked slow, and the BOP has always been in their favor. So I'm expecting a lot from the Valkyrie, with still that in mind that it's the second 24-hour race total for them. And there's a lot to learn here at Daytona that they didn't do last year.
Certainly a lot to look forward to with the Aston's debut. Hopefully it goes strong. And viewers, we are just about to get underway for the Rolex 24. I can't believe I'm saying that. The 64th edition, right? 2026. We are here. Easy. We are here, guys. This is it. This is the Rolex 24. This is it. The pinnacle of IMSA action is about to get underway. 11 GTP cars, Van de Zande on pole, Cadillac there, Porsche there, Acura there, etc. This is going to be a fantastic race. The GT class is also very, very good. But I'm going to start things off. The safety car is about to peel into the pit lane to begin the 64th edition of the Rolex 24. Nick and David are alongside me. Van de Zande on pole. Can he hold it into turn 1? Let's see how this goes. And we are green at the Rolex 24. Van de Zande leads us away. And a great start from the Acura. A really good start from Nazar in the 7 Porsche. Already got alongside the Cadillac into turn 1. And Porsche have moved into second. That's the Daytona winning car from 2026. Oh, big crash in the back. Big crash in the back of LMP2s.
Crash. Whoa. Absolutely massive crash. Oh, that's, I think, 3 or 4 LMP2s being taken out. That's the front running. That's, I think, 2 front running cars.
Oh, there's a GTP. BMW.
Or is it the 25? No, that's the 24. That's Rass's car. That was the guy I predicted for second, and he's out immediately. The GTD and the GTD Pros. Oh my God, that 296 almost hit the LMP2 stranded there.
Chaos.
Wow, what chaos and carnage on this race start. Take it away, Jonah.
The GTP have had chaos. So have the LMP2s. The GT field are making their way through the international horseshoes, while Corvette continued to lead with the 3 car of Alexander Sims. McLaren still in P2, but a few LMP2 cars off the track. The biggest headline, Vantor off the track. We don't know what happened, but the 24 BMW pole sitter from last year is down the order. A lot of carnage within the LMP2 field, and wow. Nazar is leading. Nazar is leading. Porsche is leading at Daytona somehow. Nazar got into the lead, and it's Porsche back in front. I can't believe I'm saying that. And here goes Estra. The 6 car is now into 4th ahead of the 60. Porsche have absolutely taken it by surprise. We weren't sure about their pace in qualifying, but they are showing that they're going for their 3rd race in a row. Full course yellow. Yep, full course yellow.
Yeah, way too much debris out on track. They're going to have to bring the cars down to a slow. I would love to see, though, on the replay, how Nasser got in front. Was he starting from fifth? He was not on the first two rows. He was on the third row, I think. For him to get that start, that's insane. But something must have happened with that 24 car in the BMW that caused people to slow down and caused that gathering up. But wow, we're checking at the replay right now. Here we're about to see the LMP2 cars. One, guy just lost it on the brakes cold, hit the rear, and two other cars just spun in contention. You got to be so careful, especially in the turn one with this car being on cold tires, because it's just so easy to lock it up. And yeah, he just locks up the rear on lap one, turn one. Listen, I love LMP2 in America, but I got to be honest, when we talk about LM2, there's a reason they say the Europeans are a little bit better, because wow, this is quite something to see. Yeah, just the 04 car, the CrowdStrike car getting completely taken out as well. That's the last thing you want to see on the start. Now we're going to see the replay of what happened with the BMW. He hit the curb and just got loose. Wow. So again, you're seeing the importance of the cold tires and how you can't be doing anything that you'd be doing on hot tires, because yeah, he just clipped the curb on the outside. The cold tires just couldn't get the heat in and lost all grip and spun, and to the back of the grid in GTP goes the 24 car, which I predicted to do well, because usually when this happens with BMW, we know this from experience, that one BMW always does good and the other one doesn't. Look at the damage on that LMP2. He is destroyed. That is Toby Lutke in the TDS car in the number 11. So he's going to be going in. And I bet you, although the guys in the pit box might not be the happiest, hey, at least they're getting the reps in now. Get it out of the way and get a clean race from here.
Not how you want to start a 24-hour race, though. But yeah, just as you said, Nick, get some reps in the garage, get that car working, fixed, and get out racing again. A lot can happen. A lot of full course yellows and a lot of safety cars can happen. And we usually see this with cars that we think are out of contention and all of a sudden are back into it. It's all about surviving in this race, surviving until the last hour, and then you can fight. A lot of people in GTD talks about this, at least last year they did, where it was almost a fight for staying on the lead lap. And as long as you were on the lead lap by the end, you had a chance of winning the race. So right now it's all about staying out of trouble, and that's not how you want to start the 24 hours of Daytona. Loads of LMPs in trouble, BMW in trouble as well. But Porsche, what a start for both cars, up into first place with Nasser. Is that a three-peat on track right now?
Don't say
and
it
then
already.
fourth place for Astra.
Don't talk about it. We're not even 5 minutes into this race. I don't want to hear.
I'm just hopeful.
I'm as well. I mean, Porsche have clearly got the pace. I'm a massive Porsche fan, especially considering that they dropped out of the WEC. I want them to do well in IMSA. However, it would be nice to see somebody else at least challenge them for this win, whether that be Acura, Cadillac, we will see. But Nasser is leading. Chaos in the LMP2 field. Lots of damage. 18-era motorsports car into the pits. That's the car driven by Logan Sargent. Not currently, but he is there. Toby Lutka involved, the 83 AF Corsa, the number 2 car. Dries Vantor is surviving. Okay, doesn't look like there's any damage to that BMW, but the car is down the order within the LMP2 ranks. But the top 5, as it stands, as you can see to the right-hand side of your screen, viewers, Nasser leads from the 93 Acura of Van de Zande, who started on pole position. The 40 Cadillac, Louis Delatraz on board that car, is in P3, followed by Estra, then Blomqvist in the 60 Acura. So the top 5 maintain to be pretty much the same, depending. I mean, they've mixed around the order, but it is still the same 5 cars that started there. Also, it seems that the Corvette has continued to lead in GTD Pro. Very good start as well for Mauro Engel as well in the 75 Express. Meanwhile, the number 2 United Autosports car, which was involved in a first lap incident at Daytona last year as well, is being wheeled into the garage. So there's substantial damage to that number 2 car. And I really, really hope that this is not the end of the race for that United Autosports entry. If it is, the good news is that we still have the number 22, the car that won last time out in Daytona. But chaos in the opening couple of laps. It wasn't a massive crash, just a lot of spins, a lot of debris going everywhere. IMSA have thankfully cleared up a lot of that, but this is definitely shaking up the order. Let's just say that.
No, 100%. And just to look at the LMP2, because we're still talking about LMP2,
right?
We did have quite a few changes. That 43 car with the Interpol dropped down the third. The guys who passed him, there was Ben Keating in the 52 car, and it's PJ Hyatt in the 99 car. So those guys jumped the 43 Interpol car to get up into first and second. I would like to see what the 99 and the 52 cars are. I should know them off the top of my head, but I do not. My apologies. That's the Era Motorsport car and the other the AO Racing car. So the AO Racing car is currently at the front of LMP2. So, hey, we kind of predicted they were going to be around that spot, and here they are. So already a lot of chaos in there. Let's go down to GTD Pro. And as of right now, yeah, you mentioned Mario Engel made up a lot of spots. He's up in the second in GTD Pro, but still, Alexander Sims in the 3 Corvette really going to be showing it off. Wow, last year for that 3 Corvette, what a ride for that team. Not just through IMSA, but also in WEC. Just beating and banging with everyone and coming out alive winning. Like, it's so impressive to see how good that team is and how well they've been doing. But I'm very curious who might take the challenge to them this year. I think BMW, that one BMW, will be absolutely going after it. I think that Mercedes could also be going after it. I'm interested to hear from you guys. Who do you guys think might go after that 3 Corvette? Because that car looks almost untouchable in GTD Pro right now.
Well, something we saw last year was that the Ford Mustang really had a lot of pace come the nighttime here at Daytona, and also in general, Daytona was a really, really good round for Ford Mustang. It has been a bit weird this year because they have the best BOP, but they look struggling in terms of pace. And I just don't know why, because that number 3 Corvette and that 65 Mustang should be fighting so hard for this 24 hours of Daytona, but Mustang don't really look into it. They look like they are struggling for pace. At least they didn't qualifying, and I just don't know what the reason for it could be.
Real quickly, I was gonna respond to you, Nick, but we just had green flag going again.
Yes.
Porsche. I'm astonished by
what an overtake.
Estra moves past Delatraz into third and is challenging Van der Zande to move Porsche into 1-2. Here comes Nico Pino in the third Porsche, actually, the yellow Porsche from JDC Miller. He's going to go down the inside, take that move from the Cadillac. I think Pino might have got up into sixth. Come on.
I think he did get him. Yeah, he did get him.
No, I think he stayed behind.
21-year-old in that car. Yeah, I think did he?
I think that. Oh, and there. Wait, no, sorry, that was an LMP2 car.
No, that was an LMP2.
We're
gonna be doing that a lot, you guys. Don't you worry.
Yes. And viewers, by the way, we would share the video of this race, but unfortunately, I can't because it's copyrighted. That would be against the law. First off, if I.
Hi, IMSA, if you're watching this. Hi, IMSA. We love you very much. We love you.
Yeah, and by the way, if IMSA is listening, thank you so much for all the support that you guys bring as well to this channel. It has been absolutely phenomenal. Also, JDC Miller, I think Pino just got ahead of the 10. Hopefully they switch soon. I think Pino did get ahead of the blue nose Cadillac into 6. Porsche have absolutely had a brilliant start to this race.
Wow, dude. This is... Wow, we were talking about the domination. I just didn't expect it this early.
Neither did I.
Estra flying in the 6th car. He's got Van der Zande right behind him, and he's only, I think that's the relative gap. It's 1.1 between them, between Nasser and Estra. What that means is only about 2.5 tenths, 3 tenths between Van der Zande and Estra right now. Now we're going on board with the GTDs, the RRL car of the 59. You know something? I was thinking about this. I was talking with one of my buddies last night. I understand why Ray Hall went to McLaren. It's because they want the hypercar program when that hypercar comes out in the next few years. They get onto this car now. That means they'll be getting that the hypercar when it comes out. So that was a pretty good decision from them to back off on the BMW and to let WRT take over it. But I am really interested to see what the Rahal Letterman team is going to do with this McLaren. And yeah, if they do eventually get that top McLaren drive. So it'll be really interesting to see as we are going on board with the Vassar Sullivan Lexus. This is the last year of this car, and I'm gonna miss it. I love the RCF. It's been serving sports car racing beautifully for the last 10 years, but it's the time's up. It's got to get going. And it was funny because I was talking about this with Jonah a few days before. IMSA agrees that this car's got to go because it easily has the biggest amount of bop compared to any other car in the GT3 class. It is insane how slow that car is, but it's doing pretty well right now, actually, fairly. It's not really anywhere in, it's just outside the top 10 in GTD Pro. And I know there's one other car in GTD, but again, it's nowhere, as we're seeing the 70-296 going around the outside of that RCF. So you can just see it doesn't really have all the pace in the world, but actually, I'm saying that, but they are side drafting, but out there comes the 296 getting that top end. But I'm interested to see who's going to lead. Oh, guys, we're going 3 wide already. Oh boy, here we go. We got some 3 wide action up at the tri-oval. And into turn 1, there goes the 70 car backing out right at the last moment. That could have been very, very interesting to say the least. But hey, the 62 car, that's the Reese car. I'm not sure who's driving that as of right now, but I'm looking forward to that Reese car making it through the pack. We're seeing one of the
huge
cars.
That's into T1
car, and I think that's in the turn 1. Who are you, Mr. 28 car?
Eric Zitza.
Yes, that's Vitsa, and that is the RS1 car.
Oh,
and wow, that's the whole rim is off, and it's another full course yellow. We already have 2, and it's not even been 15 minutes into the race.
Whoa.
Well, we're gonna be here for a while, fellas.
Okay, wait, hold on a second. So the tire has been moved on the tire in the pit lane has been moved a little bit. So the 28, I think, hit the tire. That might be game over for RS1 this early into the race. That would
100%.
be. I look at the damage. I mean, it's possible they could potentially fix that, but that is massive damage, and this is horrible news. Yeah, look at that. The entire suspension has been completely ripped off the 28 Porsche. And viewers, I know you can't really see this right now, what we're seeing, but basically the 28 Porsche stuck in the middle of turn 1. And you know what? I could see.
This happen though?
I don't know, but what is interesting though is that this car is in the middle of turn 1. I think cars might be going down pit lane. I think the cars are going to be going down.
They very well might be. You're right. You're totally right. They might be doing that because it's perfectly in the middle of the track. Like there's not like there's a little bit of a zone on the inside, but that's too close of a. Oh, they are driving through actually. Oh wow, how about that? It's a little tight bit of a road, but yeah, they're driving it through. They don't want to go through the pit lane. I really want to see this replay, and here we go. We're about to see it. So he's on the inside. He walks up on the rear, and right side into the So he hits the wall first, and boom, massive hit. Those tires only do so much because you're still hitting that tire wall, and the whole right side just gets destroyed, and the yellow flag comes out. And does that LMP2 car hit the debris? No, it almost does, though. But that's a massive shot. But again, that's the 3rd car we've seen walking it up into turn 1. You got to move the brake bias back. Or sorry, don't move it back. Move it forward. You got to be watching out those rears because when you're on soft tires like this and cold tires, getting the temperature into the brakes, especially the rear brakes, unless these cars have brake migration, which they probably do, you're going to be making mistakes like these. So out he is, and he's, you can clearly see he's shaken up. There was a massive shunt. So, wow, he's walking away.
That's it for the 28 car.
Yeah, I think David.
That's it. Wow. That's at best a 24 hours testing session from now on. That's awful.
At the rate we're going, this is a bit of a 24-hour testing session because this is insane.
We have to remember as well that Zitza is a new driver to IMSA. He's never done IMSA before. He's never done the Daytona, if I'm not mistaken. But this is definitely a shame for RS1 in their debut in the WeatherTech series. It's possible that they can get that car back and try and look at it and see if there's any fixes, but we'll see. This is definitely another big shakeup in the order and the race of the Rolex 24 Daytona in 2026. And I want to point out something very interesting as well that we haven't really mentioned quite yet, and this is something more for you, David, because I know that as someone from Denmark, you're going to be very happy. Your guy, Frederick Schandorf, is in P1 in the Ferrari. I want to ask, how the heck did that 70 car get into the lead? Considering that I think it started way down the order, and from what I can tell as well, the pole sitter in GTD, Zachary Robichon in the 27 Aston Martin, is down to 7th.
Wow.
That's
That's
crazy.
something.
Well,
Yeah.
Shandov is an experienced driver here at Daytona. He has done loads of 24-hour races here, and him in that Ferrari. That's the second time around. And last year they were struggling for pace. They had a really bad BOP. So his words was that it was just a testing session for them, and if they could be competitive, just a little bit up into the midfield, they would be happy. This year, it seems as though they have found the pace and they are on for victory road here at Daytona. Something that I know Frederick Shandov will go after. He won it with McLaren, and he wants to do that the same in Ferrari, and it looks good right now. He's a really fast driver, and as you said, going from back in the grid up into first place already, that just shows how much can happen in the first few laps, because it's such a chaos with all the cars going into T1.
True.
Cold tires, as you said, Nick. A lot of things can happen, and inexperienced drivers like the driver in the 28 car, and then more experienced drivers like Frederick Sandorf and drivers like that. It makes it so that a lot can change. But this also means that this isn't what we're gonna see throughout the race. It's who can be competitive early on, who can get the most heat in the tires, who can drive conservatively but also be fast. That's what it's all about here at the start of the race, because, as I said, it's about survival. So if you can be fast right now, that's great, but you gotta be competitive and consistent over the 24 hours, because otherwise it doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this race progresses. But Schandorf up in the lead in that Ferrari, and great to see as well for Danish Motorsports and for that team Inception Racing, who also go by Optimum Motorsports over in other series as well. That's the parent company, of course.
It's actually a really great start for Ferrari in GCD, because they're in first and third place. Antonio Fuoco, of course, the hypercar driver over in WEC,
Right.
the mall winning driver, is in third place right now in also the 21 Ferrari.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I was just looking through, just seeing some stats on some of the stuff, and looking at the first bit of pace. Sorry, this might be a little bit separate than what we were just talking about. I apologize. I've been so locked in, just getting some data and some talking points. These Porsches are fast. They are really fast. They're lapping around half a second faster than any of the other GTPs currently right now. Best lap from NASA, 37.8. Actually, so my apologies. Fastest car on track right now is Van der Zande. He said a 37.443. He went 4 attempts, have a lap faster on their lap. I must say, though, they haven't had a lot of time to really show the race pace. We've only been here for 15 minutes. But as of right now, it is, like I was talking about it in pre-show. I was saying that I was really looking forward to those BMWs doing well. I don't know about that anymore. And so now I'm kind of just looking at the 93 and the 60, and I'm like, God, you guys are our only hope. They might be our only hope for this, because they're so, like, looking at the timing stuff, they're looking super, super fast. But we'll have to see, because, wow, Estra had an amazing start from 6th to get up into 3rd, and yeah, he's just 2 cars away from getting to that lead. And, Estra's been here before. He's raced at the 24-hour Daytona, just did it in a RSR, which, hey, I don't blame a man for wanting to do that. That's probably the best sounding racing car of all time. Let's be honest. And so it's really awesome to see Estra back in IMSA. But man, those Porsches are fast. And the Acura, they might be our only hope. They just might.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I was the 40 Cadillac, of course, Cadillac actually had pole position before it got disqualified. So there must be some pace over 1 lap distant. Of course, race distance is a different thing, but they are in 4th place. They are not that far behind. Of course, as you mentioned, we haven't really had that much racing. So a lot can still happen and a lot can change. But pace-wise, Cadillac, I wouldn't count them out. We've seen it before that they've been really, really fast during the daytime, at least here at Daytona. And then after the night stint, Porsche would come out on top, or that the first year with Acura really, really being fast and it's hard to beat. So I wouldn't count them out, but yeah, definitely. I also look at Tom Blomqvist in that 60 car. I know him as a really, really
Oh.
fast driver, also here at Daytona. And I'm always scared when I, as a Porsche fan, to see that he's in the car because I just know he's going to be grinding down that time to the Porsches in the lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a fantastic race, that's for sure. And clearly Porsche have the advantage. To me, the question is for the overall win is who can challenge them. You know, is it Acura, like Nick mentioned? Is it Cadillac, like David mentioned? Can BMW somehow come back? Or can some miracle happen and Valkyrie takes the win? You know, this is going to be a very, very long race. And I think when I was thinking when Vantor went off the track at the very start of this race and at BMW and he was in the middle of the grass, I think for, I don't know, newer fans to sports car racing, maybe even fans from F1, for example, they may think that's it. The day is over. There's no chance for any victory. This is different. For those beginner fans, sports car racing fans, Vantor, for example, is already back into 10th in the GTP pack, has already passed the Valkyrie, and is seriously a strong contender for this win. And no matter if, I don't know, a couple hours left to go and a car spins, that car could still go on to win the race. That is the beauty of sports car endurance racing. That is the beauty of multi-class racing. And ultimately, that is the beauty of IMSA. Now, while we're under yellow, there are a few things I want to mention. One of which is Nick has a new Instagram account and a new reel that you posted. Go follow him. And David, you also have your account as well as David from FJ. I will link both of their accounts in the description down below. And if you're on Instagram and you're not following the main account, the FJ Endurance account, make sure to do that as well in the description down below, as Nick mentioned. Also, thank you to everybody who has watched so far. Unbelievable support so far. 30,000 viewers on the starting grid live stream. Absolutely amazing. Peaking at 4,000 viewers for 1 point. Right now, we have over 200 people watching right now, and that number was at 300 for a short bit, and that number is going to continue to go up. For everybody that's in the chat right now, if you're curious how to watch this race live, now this is something that a lot of people are trying to figure out, especially today on race day. Like, how do I watch this race? This is confusing. Don't worry, it was confusing for me too when I started watching racing as well. It's confusing for a lot of people. Best places to watch for US viewers on Peacock on USA. I'm watching on Peacock throughout the day. And then for international viewers, so that would be people like Nick and David, who of course are not in the US, it's going to be on IMSA YouTube channel and IMSA TV as well. There are other places to watch. I know Viaplay is a option in Denmark. I think you pointed that out, David, a while ago. And yeah, there are other options as well. Enough for me, though. Let's get back to the racing. Yellow flags are over. We're back to action. Nauser is going to lead the field to green. And let's see if Van de Zandert can get the jump into turn one. The Acura, currently, I'm watching the screen right now. Very, very strong position from Van de Zandert right now. He's looking to take the move into turn one, but stays behind. Estra, watch out for that Porsche in third, right behind as well. The two Cadillacs going side by side in the background as well. The 31 and the 31 and 10 car. The Wayne Taylor Racing entry trying to get up into a better position as well. Those Porsches absolutely flying right now. Meanwhile, Hyatt continues to lead for AO Racing in LMP2, Sims as well in GTD Pro, and Schandorf in GTD.
No, 100%. And Estra's looking racy. You could see him through that first hairpin, getting right onto the back bumper of Van de Zandert. He's like, dude, I am here, and I'm going to be here all day. Seeing those two Cadillacs going wheel to wheel through 1 and 2, I bet you the guys at GM are watching that. Guys are like, no, let's not be going wheel to wheel in turn one. Let's not be doing that. And now as they come onto the banking, oh my God, that 6 car is flying. He's got Van de Zandert right in his slipstream. He might not take him into the bus stop, but he might do it into turn one. Here we go on board.
Oh my gosh,
he's
so
in the
much faster.
slipstream. He's taking it up. Yeah, the pace is insane. Into the inside. He's going to get him before the bus stop. And that's a Porsche 1-2. Almost immediately, unless Van der Zandt is going to fight it. Nope, he doesn't. That's Estra up in the second, and it is Porsche 1-2. No, I'm kidding. It's okay. Yeah, it's over. But no, the Deltras doing well in P4s as well as we're seeing wheel to wheel between the FAF car by Lamborghini is doing great with the 59 Rahal Letterman car, where that
Watch Van
Lamborghini
der
is
Zande.
pretty much nowhere. And now we're seeing Van der Zande trying to go around the outside. He's got the slipstream. He's gonna go for it. No, he's just gonna hold it off into turn one. But look at them; they're catching right up to Nasser. They're really showing their pace now. I thought Van der Zande might have walked up the car a little bit into turn one, but look at him. Zande is honing him. But this is probably exactly what the Porsches want. They want the 6 car to hold up the 93 car so that the 7 car can just go on racing. Dean McDonald on board in the GTT Pro car, losing out to now in P5, the FAF machinery. I'm not sure who's driving that car right now. I don't know if it's Hinchcliffe or whoever is starting that car. It could be Bortolotti as well. But no, it's showing a lot of pace. A lot of people showing a lot of pace that we weren't really expecting. And Engel passing the Corvette and moves up. Or sorry, yeah, he passes Sims in the Corvette and moves up into first place in GTD. The Mercedes showing it. Look at those guys almost touching, going down the back straight. David, I know you're very happy to see those Mercedes doing well. I know you're looking hype for them in not just GTD, but also in GTD Pro, if you want to talk about the Mercedes for a bit.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the Mercedes has been really, really dominant in Winward Racing in GTD. And I was actually talking with Jonah about this last year, that I would love to see what the Mercedes could do in GTD Pro, and especially with Winward Racing. And right now, it looks as though that my wish has come true, that it will be really, really competitive. Of course, that Mercedes has always been a competitive car in GT racing. We see this in GT World Challenge, but we also saw it sometimes at the WEC last year with Iron Lynx finally getting that car working. But here at Daytona, I mean, Winward Racing has been the team to beat in GTD for a long time. And to see Mercedes, now it's down to second place, but it looks as though that they can be competitive also in GTD Pro, which is something I've wished for. Yeah, Nick, I love that team and I love that car. It's just an awesome GT3 car, and it shows really on track performance. It's like the Porsche 911. It's always a car that's in the mix, and you can never really count them out.
Yeah, the Mercedes is definitely a fantastic car, and the 75 Express car in particular has been absolutely flying across the weekend. It took, I believe, 4 fastest sessions. It was fastest in 4 sessions, that's what I mean, in testing, and in practice as well. It was fastest in one of the sessions as well. It was right up there in qualifying. It has been on fire, and that is the car also piloted by Will Power, of course, 2018 Indy 500 champion and IndyCar champion 2 times in the past, in 2014 and 2022. Most recently, he claimed that at Laguna Seca. As you can tell, I'm an IndyCar nerd as well. But yeah, Porsche leading overall in the GTP category. Yeah, hold on a second. Aiken in the Cadillac, the formerly pole-sitting V Series R, has been given a penalty, a drive-through penalty at that, for a jump start. That Cadillac is coming in. That is not good news for the red V Series R, and their day just got a little bit worse, and so it's unfortunate to see that for sure, but not they're definitely not out. What is going on with the camera angles there for a second?
Oh man, 2 of my top 5 picks have already come in the problems, the 24 and now the 31. Man, it just can't get much worse. He already got passed by the 85 car with Pino, who's now up in the 7th place. And I must say, I gotta talk about that 85 car, because that team on average age is like 22. They have 2 21-year-olds and the 23-year-old. It's easily the youngest team on this field when it comes to experience, and they're driving a GTP. They're in P7 though, but if I was a 21-year-old and I saw DTM and BMW legend Marco Whitman right behind me, I would be shivering in my boots.
Yeah.
But Pino is holding himself pretty well and holding it on in P7. Now we're looking at this battle in GTD and GTT Pro. This is the 70 car of the 296. I'm really intrigued to see how this racing comes down. That's Trandorf. Yeah, he's leading. And it's a Ferrari 1-2. Look at that in GTD. They're looking pretty happy over there. The 96 Turner cars there, but most importantly, the Mustang nowhere in the top 10. But I do know in GTD Pro, because we were talking about this between us in messages, although the Mustang got the favorable bop, they really haven't been showing anywhere in qualifying. But Frederick Versic, the 65 car, he's in P4 right now in class. So not that far off whatsoever. And he's going to be in that fight pretty soon. But for Hagen, the 1 car, absolutely nowhere. The 911 car, the Manthite car, I saw a graphic just a little bit earlier, but who was making the most moves as we're seeing the 21 car of Fuoco going up into the lead, into the bus stop, into GTD. So this is a great little 296 battle here on the front between these two awesome Ferrari cars with some pretty legendary drivers. Le Mans winner Fuoco in that car. We also have in the 62 car and the Risi car some Le Mans winners as well. There's quite a Yuji Ide is also in this race as well. So quite a few of the Ferrari drivers who won in the 499P in the last few years, they are here at Daytona, and I don't blame them. They're racing and they're racing hard. But yeah, I'm really impressed by that Manthite car, the 911, just before we were talking and seeing that overtake into the bus stop. That Manthite car made up 8 places at the start, looking really, really racy here, and they are the top class Porsche right now in the GT3 class.
Yeah, doing really well for sure. And I think that we'll see that car progress. I mean, this is the Grello Porsche. We've seen this car win, of course, in the 24 hours of Nürburgring. It's quite the car to compete, but we'll definitely see how that goes. So as you can see in the middle of your screen, viewers, the 31 Cadillac is pretty much almost a lap behind the rest of the GTP cars. It's about half a lap. It's heading into the Le Mans chicane as the others are heading into the turn 3 horseshoe. So yeah, very interesting to see how that 31 bounces back after that drive-through penalty. So definitely not good sign for that car. But and I wanted to point out as well, because Nick, you brought up the 85 Porsche, that car, that yellow 963. We call it the banana boat.
Yeah.
As you can see, I'm a JDC Miller fan, as I have a JDC Miller hat on. But it is true that lineup is very inexperienced compared to the rest of the field. 3 drivers who are not even above 25 years old. They're around our age, I would say. But they are still performing really well. And I want to point out Pino, for example. I know that we have a lot of Chilean fans in the comments and across social media as well, supporting him, and I support him as well. You know, this is a guy who took pole position in an LMP3 machine here at Daytona. He's got a lot of experience at Daytona, and even though he's got less experience in prototype racing compared to drivers like Estra or Nazar, for example, who are leading this race overall, we have to remember that Pino has actually been driving the 963 for quite some time. He drove in the WEC for Proton competition as well in IMSA. And then for Tijmen Vanderhelm as well, even though I would say he's not as competitive as the other racers, he still has 4 years of experience with that JDC Miller machine. So easily he is the most experienced driver with that team. So I don't know. I have a good feeling about that. Oh, and the thing I wanted to mention as well is that if you see that 85 not being on the same pace as the factory Porsche Penske Motorsport cars, first off, it is a different team. But second off, something that people don't know is that car is actually the older spec 963. It is the 2025 variant, where the newer Porsches are run by Porsche Penske Motorsport. So JDC Miller have opted to go for the 2025 spec instead of the 2026 spec. Speaking of Porsche, Estra is right on the back of Nazar, and this is interesting. They've built up a gap to Van der Zande, who is actually being chased by Delatraz in the 40 Cadillac, but Estra is absolutely flying, and I could see Porsche maybe making a switch here and maybe seeing if Estra will start to bridge the gap to the rest of the field and have Nazar start defending against Van der Zande and holding up the rest of the field.
No, I'm really excited to see what happens there. But the main thing, I was just looking at the timing sheets. Van der Zande is pretty much just took the foot off the gas. He's like, I'm going to just coast it through here. The GTD Alto, car number 81, getting a drive-through penalty, incident responsibility with car number 34. So that's the Dragon Speed car going into the pits and getting a drive-through. So that's the second one that we've seen so far. But the main thing is that, yeah, Van der Zande, he's around 6/10 slower right now. They were just doing 36.9s and 36.8s respectively between Nasser and Estra. But right now, Van der Zande, he's doing a 37.4. So he's just taking the foot off the gas. He knows there's a long race ahead of him, and he doesn't need to use all of his books or all of his moves in his book pretty early. So yeah, right now they're just taking it pretty calmly. But yeah, Delatraz right on the back bumper. He's going to be saying something, but you can also see that Blomqvist is right on the back of Delatraz. So getting pretty close as they're already starting to lap some of the GTDs. That's one of the 296 cars coming through. But yeah, you can see the GTPs not very separated from fifth on back, from fifth pretty much down into 10th. Doing stuff. And we just got a little hello. IMSA, glad to see you guys are here. Love you so much. Thank you so much for allowing us to do this. And we're very happy to be watching this alongside with you guys. So this is going to be really awesome moving forward. But yeah, as I was saying, all the GTPs from fifth on back, they're within 2 seconds of each other. So it's going to be really interesting to see where they're going to be going in the next half an hour and what kind of position swaps we're going to see. But I will tell you this, the fastest laps, apart from the Porsches, it's those BMWs. So they're going to be coming through that pack. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Go on, David.
I was just about to ask you, Nick, because I saw that graphic too, and that the BMWs are almost like stuck behind the 85 car, because I see them also coming through the grid really quickly. They have a fast car. They had this last year as well. It was all down to strategy and problems for the team that made it so it didn't really work. It wasn't the fight. Porsche right now just showing their muscles, really building that gap, and that's all what's all about. They know they're fast right now, but that could all change when the darkness comes here at Daytona. So it's about using your momentum as you have it, because it's changing all around throughout 24 hours. I'm looking at that BMW team, as those two BMWs as well. They are stuck in the back of the grid. But what I'm also looking at is that Valkyrie. We talked about it. It's the first time around here at Daytona, and it doesn't look that great so far. Right at the back of the grid of the GTPs, and it's already being gapped. I don't know if it just looked at Lamborghini what they did last year and was like, I want to do the same, because that there's no pace for Valkyrie so far, and it's not competitive enough, in my opinion, at least, as we have some traffic for the first time here around Daytona. The two Porsches getting caught up with some GT cars in traffic. This is what all endurance racing is all about. It's traffic and being competitive and fast through traffic, making the most out of these laps cars and getting past them as quickly as possible.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fantastic next couple of stints, as the race progresses. We're nearing the first hour of completion here at the Rolex 24 at Daytona, currently looking at Mauro Ingles 75 Express Mercedes. And just to point out as well, thank you so much to IMSA for all the support. We really do mean that. They put a comment in saying just how much they appreciate what we're doing, and thanks for watching along. And yeah, I mean, this is unreal. If you told me that IMSA was going to be in the comment section of our video 2 years ago, for example, and have them follow as well across social media is just unreal. So thank you so much to IMSA, and we will continue to watch this fantastic race unfold. Delatraz currently holding up Blomqvist in the 40 Cadillac. That's a close battle as well that I'm keeping an eye on. So as you can see, viewers, to the middle of your screen, the 40 Cadillac just ahead of the 60 Acura, and meanwhile Felipe Albuquerque in the 10 Cadillac is in 6th and right in that mix as well. So this is gonna be interesting. But as the GTP cars continue to make their way through the field, we could see a change for the lead very shortly if Estra tries to get past Nazar. But meanwhile, while these two are fighting, in the background, you can start to see that white-nosed Acura Meyer-Shank racing car, Renger van der Zande. He is in the fight, and he's not too far behind, actually. So Van der Zande is actually in the fight here, and it's definitely a Porsche versus Acura showdown right now as things stand.
Fastest lapping right now.
Yeah, true. And what were we going to say? Sorry, David?
No, he's half a second faster than Esther right now, last lap. So
yeah.
Definitely some pace from Acura is not out. I'm saying this also to you, Nick, because I know that you want a battle. I know you don't want Porsche just to be dominating. Acura is not out. So So and of course with traffic, a lot can change, a lot can happen, and this is where endurance drivers really differs from what when we talk Formula One drivers. It's we saw this with Kevin Magnussen. I know he mentioned this in an interview when he first came to IMSA in that Cadillac. He talked about the dynamic of traffic and what it can do, and how you actually win or lose races in traffic. uh so that's really, you can have all the pace on if the track is for yourself, but when traffic comes, you really have to be dynamic and looking ahead, and trying to be tactical with how you place the car, and that's where you win or lose races, as the rest of the GTP field also moves past GTDs here, as still Porsche 1 2 half a second between them, and second further down to the number three, third place car 93 Ringer van der Sande. Again, he's lapping on pace with the two Porsches, so I wouldn't count him out at all. Also down in GTD Pro, it's a Corvette 1 2. It's the 3 car and the 4 car 1 2 ahead of the Mercedes 75, rounding out the podium in GTD Pro.
100%. And I want to talk about GTD Pro because we didn't notice it. Engel lost the lead, and Katzberg, who was down in 5th, he shot himself right up in the 2nd. So
True.
GTD Pro is chaotic as ever right now. So that battle between Merc and Corvette, that's looking like it's really heating up, and I'm really excited for that. A few people in the chat asking about what happened with the 27 car. 27 car had a horrible start, moved all the way down, and it's just not showing the same race pace. And as for the 31, well, they had to go through a drive-through. They jumped the start, and they have made it all the way down. And also, if you don't know what happened with qualifying, they also did get knocked to the back of the grid anyway. So they've been, every time they try to move up, they keep getting knocked down, and it's really frustrating for that 31 car. But hey, I know there's pace in that car. We've been seeing it, and it's going to be happening quite soon. I am intrigued, though, because you can really see Delatraz 8 seconds off the back of Nazar, and that's 6 seconds off the back of Van der Zandt. And look, we're seeing it now. We're seeing this bit of a train coming with Delatraz, Blomqvist, Pinot, and the two BMWs all coming up behind as they're getting through the front of the GTD Pro field. But as you can see right now, yeah, these two Porsches are just in a league of their own. Van der Zandt 2.3 seconds off the pace. And yeah, you can see him. He's there, but like he isn't really there. But he's got a lot of clean slate to work with now. Now that there's a little bit of gaps to go, but you can see now with the BMW trying to get through the pack, it's starting to spread things out a little bit. And if you're a GTD Pro, the thing is, because you're talking about as a GTP, it's great to go through the pack and it's hard to go through the back. But you're for a GTD Pro car or a GTD car, and you're seeing these LMP2s and GTPs coming through, that's another thing. You got to be careful about your car positioning through there, looking at your mirrors constantly, because these guys, they're monitoring 24/7, 365, all 4 quarter panels, because they know cars like the Valkyrie and the LMP2s and all those other cars are going to be right on their back bumper trying to make a move. So that's another thing. You can win or lose your races from GTP like that. You can also win or lose your races in GTD, not managing these cars letting through, because you can easily lose some time with stuff like that happening. And we've also seen that you can make up time with stuff, as we've seen so many times with GTD Pros. If there's a battle and LMP2 squeezes up the inside, that's an overtaking opportunity for the GTD. They follow the LMP2 into the corner and they make the overtake. So it's so tactical running through traffic, not just for the GTPs, not just for the LMP2s, but it's also for the GTD Pros and the GTD cars. As we're now on board with Estra, yeah, he's around 610, so they're just matching pace pretty well right now. So it's going to be quite intriguing to see what happens as we get into the later stages of this race. But yeah, they're pulling away. Yeah, another 2 seconds they put on Van der Zandt in third. So those Porsches just dominating to start off this race. But in LMP2, we haven't talked much about the LMP2 cars. The AO car leading, but the 343 Interpol car right on the back bumper, under 2/10 between them. Hopefully there might be a bit of action there in LMP2 as they are still fighting on track, but they have completely pulled away from third and fourth. Goldberg in the United car and the other Interpol car, the 43, those two are battling, and you can look at the gaps. They're like wheel to wheel on track right now.
they
So
are.
they are really, really battling hard right now in the top 4 in LMP2. So that's going to be a really fun battle. But yeah, we just saw with the graphic coming up, Fuoco's still in the lead in GTD. It's still a 1-2 for the Ferraris. But hey, the 57 LS car in the Mercedes, 1.3 seconds off of them. So that fight's still going to be there. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what's going to go and happen right now. Is we're seeing, wow, 17 seconds between top of GTP and all the way to the bottom, 75 seconds between the top of LMP2 and the bottom of LMP2. So you can already see with the accidents, with everything that's been happening, chaos has hit the banks at Daytona.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see. I mean, there's a lot of storylines, and I was just taking a look as well. The leaders in all 4 categories are separated within a second. That is absolutely incredible. All 4 categories have a car in a battle for the lead. Yorius Kolovos in the 343 Inter-Europal car making his IMSA debut right on the back of PJ Hyatt, and these are 2 bronze-rated drivers as well. That battle is getting very, very intense. Up at the front, Porsche continue to lead with a steady gap. They're playing it calm. They're doing exactly what is planned. You know, this is exactly what Porsche Penske Motorsport had in mind. Also, another interesting development in the GTP category is that Felipe Albuquerque has moved into the top 10 in the number 10 Wayne Taylor Racing Cadillac. JDC Miller's Porsche has also got into 6th ahead of Blomqvist. So Pino has moved that car ahead of Blomqvist. That is very interesting. So the Acura has dropped down to 7, so not good news for the Meyer-Shank Racing crew, but they might be going on a different strategy. Remember, we are still within the first stint, and a lot of different teams are playing out different strategies, trying to go long on fuel, trying to conserve tires, for example, trying to use up those tires to pit early, you know, you name it. It's a very different scenario. Also, I want to point out, because this is a fan favorite car, the Valkyrie, a couple laps ago, set one of the fastest laps of the race. And out of the entire GTP grid, it was actually the fastest, I think, besides the Porsches. It was in the 125s. So the Valkyrie's still in the mix, even though it's clearly not as quick as the Porsches or Acuras, for example. Also, the 31 Cadillac, the Whelan entry, which had that drive-through, and then the technical infraction earlier, we're actually seeing it on the screen right now. That car is actually starting to catch up to the rest of the GTP field. It is the rest of the GTP field are heading into the Le Mans chicane. The 31 is heading into turn 5, so it has gained at least, I would say, 20 seconds on the GTP field and the 23 Valkyrie right ahead. So Cadillac, and that specifically Whelan entry, the Action Express car, is there. It's still in the fight, no matter if it had this issue. Meanwhile, I'm also seeing on the graphics as well, Nico Pino is chasing after the 10 Cadillac and trying to get JDC Miller into the top 5. I know we talked about this car not having a good enough experience, but JDC Miller are actually doing a really good race right now, and specifically Pino is chasing after Albuquerque. So I don't know. I have that yellow car. I maybe this hat is helping, but the Nana boat is doing well. You know, I've seen that car multiple times in person, and the last time I saw it was in the IMSA race at Laguna last year, and I went up to it, and I just kind of knelt down to it, and I was kind of like, please be good in the season. Please be good in the season. And I was really just hopeful for that car, because I love that JDC Miller car. I really do. And I feel that maybe that little prayer that I did some wonders here at Daytona, maybe. But yeah, it's been a very good race so far. And also, just to point out one more thing, I know I've been talking for a while. Corvette P1 and P2. Very good performance. It's not just Porsche doing well in GTP. The Corvettes are doing very strong as well. Katzberg is up to 2nd and just right on the back of Sims as well. So the Corvettes are doing well.
Ooh, and also in GTD, Ellis in the 57 car got past both of the Ferraris. So
how?
Maybe something was, I don't know how, but they were both battling. The 296s, they must have been battling, maybe made a mistake while fighting, and the 57 just said, thank you very much, and I'll take that spot. So that's the 57 car up into the lead in GTD, and that's the Merc going for it, because we almost Yeah, in 3 out of 4 categories, and it's the only ones where you see multiple chassis instead of all of them being a wreck and LMP2, where we had a 1-2 of the same chassis or of the same car. We had the Porsches, we had the Corvettes, and we almost had the Ferraris, but the 57 spoiling the party and is up ahead. But very, very close between those two. I think we might see a switch on the stands. I wish the producers, if I was in the production box, I'd be screaming, show me this GTD fight. I want to see it. But as of right now, we are looking at the 99 car of AL Racing. That just reminded me. Daniel, get your stuff ready for this because we were talking about this before the race. The thing is although for Jonah, he's American, there's a lot of American drivers. If he was to talk about all the American drivers, we'd be here all day. Yeah. But the good news is that there isn't a lot of Canadians and there ain't a lot of Danish drivers. There are 10 Canadian drivers. And if it's all good by you, Jonah, I'm going to go and talk about them very quickly. But before we get into the drivers, there are 5 teams, or 5 cars, technically, that are based out of Canada. The first cars that we have are the Mustangs, the Multimatic cars. Although their race shop is in North Carolina, their head office is in Ontario. So I'm counting that as a Canadian entry. So that's the 64 and the 65 Multimatic machines. The other car, Tower Motorsports, is owned by John Ferrano, who's a Canadian. So that is another car. That's in the LMP2 class. Pfaff Motorsports. We love them. They run the Lamborghinis. We love their pie liveries. They're based out of Toronto, running the number 9 car. And another team out of Toronto, they won last year in GTD. It's the 13 Autosport car in the Corvette. Beautiful livery. I love that black and gold. It looks so great. Now let's go on to the drivers. We have in every single class, there's at least one driver. In GTP, we have Roman DeAngelis. He is currently in the 23 Aston Martin, so hopefully we'll be seeing some more results out of him. Pretty solid driver, not going to lie. Misha Goikberg in the 52 Brian Herta Autosport car is going to be pretty fun. There are 2 Canadians in the Brian Herta Autosport car. It's Misha Goikberg, but it's also Parker Thompson. You will know that name if you watch GT3 because he was driving, I believe he was driving the Lexus. He was a part of Vast and Sullivan for quite a few years. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's where that's what I know him from. But he's from Red Deer, Alberta, which is pretty close to home, almost close to home. Toby Lutke from Ottawa, Ontario. He is in the 11 TDS Racing LMP2 car. And Chris Cumming from Vancouver, from my hometown, Vancouver. He's repping the Pratt Miller Motorsports 73 car. That's half of the field, but we do have a little bit more. We have Phil Heyer in the number 2 United Autosports car. He's from Montreal. We have John Ferrano, who I said was the owner of the Tower car. He's, of course, driving his own car in LMP2. Legendary IndyCar driver James Hinchcliffe is in the Pfaff car in the number 9. In the 27 car, we have Zach Robichon from Ottawa, Ontario. He's in the Vantage GT3. And last but not least, we have Ore Fidani in the number 13 from Calderon, Ontario in the 13 Corvette. 10 drivers from Canada, one of the largest that we've seen. We've seen up to 12, maybe 15 in some previous years. We had 12 last year, which is incredible. So I'm very proud of my Canadian boys going out there and showing what we got. But enough about the Canadians. Let's talk about the Danish. Go ahead, Daniel. Take it away. David, take it away. Sorry.
Yeah.
God.
It's so fun, Nick. We're new here.
Yeah, we're new. It's all good.
I mean, we have a lot of Danish drivers as well. A lot of drivers that were here last year as well, but also in GTP. I just want to run through them. Marco Sørensen in the Valkyrie drive. He also drives it over in WEC, the 009 car. So he's an experienced driver. He's been driving a lot in the GT class, and is really, really, really fast. Then we have, of course, Kevin Magnussen, legendary son of Jan Magnussen, a driver that took pole with Corvette last time they had that. He's driving the 25 BMW car. Then in the 31 Cadillac, Whelen Engineering Cadillac, it's Frederick Vesti, the Mercedes reserve driver, of course, known from Formula 2. And last year he made his debut at this track, really being competitive as well. Then in LMP2, we have Mikkel Jensen, the former Peugeot driver, the first announced McLaren driver
right.
for the new hypercar program. a really, really
Yeah.
fast driver in the United Autosports car, the number 2 car that got hit by problems. Then in the '04 CrowdStrike racing by APR car, it's Malte Jacobsen. He's driving Peugeot as well over in WEC. He's a really, really fast driver, a young driver coming onto the scene. He's been here 2 times before, and he's been really, really competitive with CrowdStrike. One of the fastest drivers, in my opinion. Not only me being biased, but he's really, really, really fast. Then in the 11 car, the TDS Racing in LMP2 as well, David Heinemeier Hansen. He's a American living Danish driver. He's a silver driver and one of the fastest in the world at that. He's really, really competitive. He's a veteran in endurance racing, has been doing this for years and years, and driving LMP2s, both at Le Mans, but also here at Daytona. Then we have, as well, in the last driver in LMP2, Christian Rasmussen, an IndyCar driver with the AO Racing. That's the leading LMP2 car right now. He's in there first time around. I have seen him here at least. GTD Pro, I actually don't think we have anybody this year. Normally we would have, of course, with the Rexy car, Michael Christensen. He's been over in WEC with Porsche for the last few years. Of course, right now, no longer driving there, and right now looking for another job, but he's a Porsche factory driver still. In GTD, it's more interesting. We have Nikitin, another veteran for Aston Martin. That's in the Magnus Racing, the 44 car. And then let me just get the list here. Then in the 70 car, the Frederick Schandorf driven Inception Racing car. That's what's the car that was leading not that long ago in the Ferrari. Really, really competitive driver. I talked a bit about him before. Those are the only 2 in GTD, and we lost one last year, of course, with Iron Dames pulling out Michel Gadding. I hope so much that team is going to get back in some shape or form, because those women in those cars were so fast and so competitive. I miss that team. It was so fun to see them being so competitive and different in some way. I know Michel Gadding as a driver that was always fiery and never taken, like a second place was never good enough, and that's real racing driver mentality, and I just loved it. And of course, sad to see them not being here anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a sad situation with the Iron Dames. You know, I think they are, they're not competing across any endurance racing action right now. I think their drivers are still competing, you know, like Dorian Pin and as well Michel Gadding, etc. But definitely sad to not see them here. But hopefully they return in the future. Up at the front, Felipe Nasr, our 2-time Daytona winner from the last 2 years, continues to lead and looking to take a 3rd win in a row. Estra continues to hold a Porsche 1-2 in the 6 car. It's going to be interesting to see if the 7 will continue to win, or it's the 6 or someone else. Hopefully we get a battle up at the front later on. But the key thing that I want to point out here, and thank you both, by the way, for mentioning your country's drivers as well. That was definitely an interesting story. I want to mention stints, strategy, pit stops. What is going on with that? We are just about an hour into this race, and you would think that a lot of teams are starting to think about, okay, when exactly do we pit our drivers? Is it going to be the next lap? Is it going to be the lap after? You know, what are we going to pit for? We're going to pit for mediums, hards. What's the fuel like? The energy, you know, etc. And so I think that that's what we're going to start noticing. Porsche hold the lead right now, but are they going to hold the lead once the next couple of stints come by? I would expect, especially in the GTP field, for a lot of teams to be going long and be trying to minimize as many stops as possible. If I was a team like BMW, for example, like Team WRT, I would try and put one of their cars on an alternate strategy and go long. Try and get one of their cars to do fewer pit stops and get back into the fight. BMW were so strong here last year. This year, they are definitely not as strong. And I think that there's a combination of 2 reasons why that is the case. One of which is because of the BOP, obviously. BMW have been hit a little bit harder on the BOP compared to the top 3 brands. Second off, this is a brand new team to IMSA in GTP. Team WRT have so much experience in worldwide competition, but they have little experience in IMSA. They have raced before, but only in the GT categories. And so I think that this is a a learning game for Team WRT, for Vincent Voss' team. Meanwhile, Kevin Estra taking the lead for Porsche Penske Motorsport, and the 6 moves into the lead ahead of the 7. I feel like that was a little bit of a strategy game by Porsche Penske. The move has been made, and the overall lead has been switched for the very not for the very first time, for the second time, as Van de Zande. Yeah, Van de Zande initially held the lead. Nazar was looking to take back the lead for just a slight bit there, but the 6 is in the lead. So Nazar is dropped behind Estra, Kevin Estra. The formidable lineup of Estra, Vantor, and Campbell is in the lead of this race. And I know Nick and I both predicted Porsche and that specific car to win this race. It seems our prediction might be coming true, at least right now, as we head into the second hour. First hour complete. We are heading in as the clock ticks down with 22 minutes and 58 seconds to go. The 6 is in the lead. Meanwhile, very congested battle here in the GTP, LMP2, GTD Pro, every single class you can name it, as there's a billion cars in this particular section. As we see the 24 BMW on board right now with Dries Vantor trying to get that 24 back into the hunt. It's currently in P9. Ahead is the 25 car looking to chase down Blomqvist in the 60 as we see a very close battle right now. Mercedes. There goes the Valkyrie. Oh, dear Lord.
That was close. That was very close. I love that. I love that skull livery from that car. If that is the 57 car, I'm not sure who that was. I was also going to mention, sorry to cut you off though, Jonah.
Oh, good.
The 57 car of Alice. I don't know if you guys were seeing the speed traps. He's hitting 182 miles an hour into turn 1. That Mercedes is damn fast. And it's been passing GTD pros already. I was just looking at the timing sheets because they were mentioning it on the broadcast. Yeah, they're cutting it. Some of the GTDs are being cut through. So already you can see, Philippe Ellis has passed Lucas Stoltz, Sam Mitchell, Rico Feller, Alicio Rivera, Nick Tandy. So a lot of people already going down the order as the 57's going through it. You were talking about pit stop strategy, and we were looking at their energy. They are under 10% each. Now, I know in LSR and LMU, when we're doing that stuff, usually when we're running out of energy, it doesn't matter how much fuel you got or how much tires you got to go in. So when they're getting low on energy here, I am curious to see if it's going to be happening in the next 2-3 laps, or are they just going to run with like 0% on the battery? I'm not really sure, but I'm curious to ask you guys, do you guys ever see people running multiple laps on synths with 0% battery? Is that a common thing to see here? Because no. I've not seen it myself.
No, it's not. It's not. I just want to mention something as well. Not to point out another topic, because it's also strategy-wise. This is really, really good for Porsche. They have been switching up places, and this is what we saw a long time for Toyota at Le Mans. They would just be switching places and staying close to each other so they can save fuel. Now both of them coming into the pits. That means Renko van der Sande takes the lead as both Porsche Penskes go into the pit for their first pit stops.
This is it.
Is it going to be it's only fuel? I would assume those tires should go at least 2 stints, if not triple stinting on the tires.
Oh, they're moving the car just a little bit. They're getting it set up for the launch and get it out. I'm surprised that they are allowed to move the car once it's in the zone. I am pretty surprised by it. Well, they're doing it.
Yeah, they're doing it. Yeah,
they're doing it right now, and the guy's not, and the IMSA official's not doing anything. So it's clearly legal. And
I think
so he's gonna get that good jump. But yeah, this is gonna be a quick little fight here. Just getting the energy up, getting everything set up, and off goes the 6 car, then the 7 car. So
brilliant.
They're just doing a brilliant little stint there. That's the 70 car that was in 3rd in GTD. He's entering the pits. And there's the Valkyrie as well. So everyone's now coming in for the first stop. That was Russ Gunn that was doing his first stint, and looks like he's going to be going out and going at it again in the 23 car. Look at us. I think the Aston Martin Thor team technically is our team, David, because we got 1 Canadian, we got 1 Danish. This is our team. We got
it should be. I mean, and they're going to win now.
That's just we are driving.
Now they're going to win because
we
are supporting them.
Yeah. So yeah, there goes the Cadillac into the pit. So yeah, everyone's doing their stops right now. I saw the 43 car in LMP2, the other Interpol car that was driven by Clark. He entered the pits pretty early. I don't know if that was a drive-through. I don't know if I missed something on that, but he very much came in early, looking like they're going for the long stint here. But the thing was that I was thinking about was, if you're doing your first stop, I think you want to go as long as you can, because if you get that long stop out of the way, you can just do short stops to the end. You get that, in my opinion, you want to get those long stops as quickly out of the way as possible, so that you're not losing any time in strategy later down the race when it's most important. So now Van der Zande entering the pits, the 24 car entering the pits. So now we're going to see who's technically in the lead. So right now, technically, the 93 car is in the lead. Van Thor is in second, but I'm intrigued to see Delatraz and where everyone else is coming out, because they must have pit a little bit earlier. And if not that, they're coming in now. It's really intriguing seeing what they do around the cars, as of course they
have
do
the
but
93 car in.
Yeah, and they get the microfibers and cleaning everything as all around the car, making sure it's as clean as possible. And the 93 car coming out. And now, very soon, we'll be seeing the 24 car going out on track. But that's the first stops coming in now. And it looks like our order is probably going to be pretty much the same.
Unless they did
Estra and Nasser.
I would expect the two Porsches to go up
through pretty soon. Here's the 64 Mustang coming in.
David, you were saying that
we
Porsche
are
is probably
starting to see some driver changes as well, apparently, according to the reporters. So, yeah, this is going to be really intriguing to go forward.
Yeah, I think that this is a very interesting couple of pit stops. I'm very fascinated to see what happens with the 93 and 24. Did they jump the Porsches? I'm not really sure if they're doing a different strategy. Yeah, so the Porsches did get ahead. So Van der Zande, where did Vantor come out? Vantor is down the order, so seems
way down the order.
Yeah, where is he though? That's the question. It hasn't updated quite yet. But interesting strategy calls by all the GTP runners. It seems that they all came in for fuel, no tire change from what it seems, refuel of energy for sure, all that sort of thing. No driver changes, no tire changes, it seems. So pretty standard stop for everybody, I would say. No position changes as of yet. I'm kind of curious to see where that 24 BMW is, though. It is interesting that the 93 and the 24 came out and did a pit stop 2 laps later. Oh, sorry, 1 lap later.
It's in 4th place.
4th. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Jumped the 40 car and the 10 car.
Yeah, it did. How about that?
Jumped the whole midfield of GTP, actually. Oh no, it was slow to update. It's back in its place. It was stuck at 4th place on the scoring sheet, and I was like, that's interesting, but no, it's all the way back into 9th place.
Oh,
yeah.
Now, do we think that longer stop for BMW, them going for that a lap later, same with the 93, do we think that will have an impact later on in the race, or was that just a coincidence? Do we think there was any
bit of a fire in the pit stands? That's the 33 car. Is that one of the receipts? It's a Tisserari car.
That was
he was last in GTD Pro.
Yeah.
That's one of the last few cars, and he's still smoking. He's still
brakes?
smoking.
That's not brakes. That can't be brakes. That's too much smoke to be brakes.
That's way too much smoke to be brakes. Yeah, so we'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, pretty much everyone in GTD and GTD Pro are switching their drivers out. Well, in GTD they are. And I think you have to. I think that's a rule for the rookie drivers, that you have to do that and get that stop out of the way. But look at the Corvettes getting pretty quick. And look who's right there. That's the 75 car. Or no, sorry, that's not the 75 car. That's the 48 car of the Merc. But there goes the number 3 car driven by Sims into the pits. We must go E-I-E-I-E-I-O. They're doing a 4-stop tires. I've been wanting to say that all this whole time. I'm sorry, guys. They're switching 4 tires. I'm wondering if they're switching drivers. It doesn't look like they are. Nope. So they're doing a 4-stop, getting the fuel and energy into the cars and cleaning them up really good. This is interesting. So look at the mechanics they're using. They're using a little air nostril to blow any little debris coming out. They don't clean up any of the bugs, which I don't blame them. there's not much you can really do unless
No,
you're trying to
there's
go to
not.
a car show immediately after this. But hey, if you're a racing car, I think if you're going to a car show, you don't want to get the thing clean. You want to look like it just raced. And that's what I love seeing those at museums. All the cars that are left in racing form. But actually, now I'm thinking about it, if you go look at how they do that, they put a protectant wrap over the car. It's a spray-on wrap. And it doesn't clean the car, it doesn't do anything. It just makes sure that the paint stays exactly the way it's kept. So a lot of people just assume that they just don't clean the car or they don't put a wax on it when they put them into the showroom when they still look dirty. Nope, there's a special little wax in them to make sure that they're maintained like that. So it just pretty much freezes it, it fossilizes the paint a little bit. So that's a little bit of facts there for some racing. As now we're seeing, as this first stint's getting underway, Estra pulling about a 2-second gap now on Nasser. So as they're coming through the bus stop, Estra get in that gap onto the 7 car. Van der Zande 13 seconds down, absolutely nowhere compared to those guys. So you can see how much time you lose on these stops, Yeah. As they were around 4 seconds back, and now it's 13 seconds back. So it's almost a 10-second gap. Here's the 4 car driven by Katzberg going in, and now going in for his stop. So something I've been thinking about, I was talking about this with a few other people about the drivers in GTP. Why has Nicky Katzberg not been given a Cadillac drive? He has been a part of the GM brand for years now, and he's been really, really good. And he's won plenty of races, fought for championships. I'm really curious as to why he's not been given an opportunity for a GTD or GTP drive. And if he has, why hasn't he given it? I'm curious to hear from you guys.
Well, I don't have the obvious answer. I mean, I'm looking at the Cadillac grid, like the drivers from Cadillac, and I'm looking at a bunch of really, really, really qualified drivers. So it's a tough field to get into. And Nicky Katzberg is one of those great drivers that we're thinking of. Why shouldn't he be getting a drive? But also, I'd be looking at the driver lineup for the teams at driving Cadillacs, and I'm being like, who would I swap out? Who, if I have a great driver lineup and a great dynamic at the team, I wouldn't want to touch it. It's something that Audi leader, Audi team principal, Dr. Wolfgang, he was always talking about that perfect dynamic he had. Most famous was, like, of course, you have Tom Christensen, and you have like the really, really fast driver, and then you have Alec McNeish, a bit of a like he reminds me a bit of like a wildcat. Like, just he was really, really, really fast, but he was also really, really out there and really, really difficult to control. And then they had an old Italian Capello, making sure that both stayed in their place. That's what you want to do. You want to create these perfect driver lineups. And I think for what both Whelen Engineering and Jota, but also Ricky Taylor, they have a great team right now, and I don't think they want to switch it up too much. So that's why I don't see it happening. But definitely a driver deserving of a spot in GTP.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, Nicky, I think, definitely deserves at least a chance to drive the Cadillac in one point, maybe as like a third driver in the WEC entries. That would be interesting. I think he also just prefers Corvette. I think he prefers driving GT cars as well. But I don't know. Speaking of Nicky Katzberg, he is leading overall in GTD Pro, and that 3 car of Alexander Sims is right behind. So this is very interesting. So Corvette lead 1-2 in GTD Pro. It is Frederick Verveech in the Daytona winning 2025 Ford Mustang, the 65 car, in third now. So Forder definitely have some stronger pace with the Mustang compared to what we saw earlier. And then it's Dean McDonald in the brand new RLL Team McLaren entry. Very, very excited to see how that car is progressing. McLaren is back in IMSA for the first time since 2024. Very good news for them, and so we will see how that goes for the McLaren, as it looks to secure not just a podium, but maybe a win on Team RLL's return to GTD Pro for the first time since 2022. So, very different. Sorry, what was I going to say? The GTP grid continues to be very, very fantastic. LMP2 has PJ Hyatt now 21 seconds ahead of Kolovas in that 343 inter-Europol entry. Russell Ward in Mercedes Windward Racing car, that's the 57 entry, continues to lead ahead of Antonio Foco in GTD. And also Windward Racing, we've talked a lot about them before. They have 2 wins here at Daytona. Back in 2021, they secured their first win with Ward and Ellis, who of course are returning. And then in 2024, most recently, and they took that win in 2024. Can they take a third one in 2026? We will see how that goes. We've also had a lot of penalties in the last couple of minutes that we weren't able to kind of catch up on because, you know, we were talking about a lot of important factors, one of which, James Hinchcliffe, IndyCar driver, that FAF car. I know, Nick, I saw you shaking your head when you saw that coming up as a Canadian. You know, this is not good news for the FAF Motorsports car in the Hurricanes swan song event, the FAF Motorsports Hurricane, of course. But yeah, this is not good news. And also the Bartone Bros, Get Speed Mercedes also got a penalty too.
Yeah, no, I was really looking forward to see maybe something from the FAF car because this is the last time they are racing this car. The Temerario coming in, and then GTD, the car number 023, getting a drive-through tire without crew. I don't know if you guys have been reading the reason for some of these stops. It's been kind of interesting. The other car, the other 296 that went in, the reason for their penalty was that they were working on the car behind the pit wall. I don't know how you can get the car behind the pit wall and work on it. I don't know what that means. I don't know how that works. But that was really interesting to see as that happens. We see the Vester Sullivan car going up the inside of this guy. Hopefully we see this Lexus getting up into that top 5 fight in GTD and GTD Pro. I'm really looking forward to it, but doesn't seem to be it. I am really impressed by that 720 pace. The 59 car with McDonald, 4th place right now. I know he's got a pretty sizable gap to first place, but he's in front of the Porsches and the BMWs. I did not expect that McLaren to be in this fight, but very good job from the Rahal Letterman car. But again, a lot of racing to go. I am curious though to see what has happened to Mr. Mercedes that was in the GTD. I think he must have gone for his pit really, really late. To go all the way down the order. But all the way down the order, he's gone. Another person, Nick Tandy, in the 77, that AL car, they've been nowhere. We haven't been seeing them much on the cast. We haven't been seeing a lot. They are taking this race one pace at the time. But as of right now, the Rexy car is getting, it's kind of getting his butt kicked by the Grello Manthai car, which, hey, we know Manthai. We know how good they are. Not just in WEC, but also in NLS with the Nürburgring 24 hours. That team, it doesn't matter where you put them on the planet, they're going to be competitive. So I'm really intrigued to see that as we're seeing the GTPs lapping the leading GTD pros. But I am really interesting about that stop because the 4 car, he overcut him. He overcut the 3 car because I don't think he was leading when they were coming into the pits. He might have not. I'm not 100% sure. But he overcut him. He had an amazing stint while his teammate was in, and he's found himself in front. But wow, I did not expect that these Corvettes would just walk away like this, especially being a 1-2. It's really showing the dominance here in the GTD Pro class. These Corvettes are fast.
Well, real quickly, David, I know you want to get your points real quickly, but I do want to mention just on the Corvettes, I remember back in 2024 going to the Laguna Seca race and Corvette was leading like this 1-2. They were absolutely on fire. No one was touching them, yet neither car finished in P1 or P2. And that was a shorter race. And there's a lot more that can happen in a 24-hour race. So while Corvette is leading right now, I think there's a lot to come as the race progresses. And speaking of which, of that Laguna event, it was Rexy that took the win. Back over to you, David.
I'm just waiting for a BMW to go up the inside of the Corvette and make some action like we saw last year. I'm waiting for that battle to unfold.
Me too. I'm waiting for it too, man.
Yeah, right now it looks as though the Porsche and Corvette in their separate classes have things handled. But I would never say never. Something I wanted to talk about in GTD that we often forget to talk about is that they have a bronze driver or silver driver. They have this slower driver, gentleman's driver, and they want to get that. They have a certain time limit. They have to be in the car. And as a GTD team, you want to get that driver firstly in the car at the same time as the other teams have it, but also get that time gone as quickly as possible so
Yeah,
you can
get
be
it out of the way.
competitive for the rest of the time. So we're gonna see teams where we would be looking at the car and say it has no pace at all and it's so far behind. But that may be because they put in their bronze driver earlier or later than the other teams, and we'll see that same car a few pit stops later being really really competitive and maybe the fastest car on the grid. And that's a dynamic I really really love. It's also over in GT3 in WEC. These bronze drivers, it's so visible when you have a really really fast driver. Iron Dames had this before they changed driver lineup last year. They had a really really fast bronze driver, and it made it so that they were competitive. That's what it's all about. Also in GTD here, have a fast driver, bronze driver, and you will make a huge amount of ground because we see cars and teams really really losing it. As we see that fiery scene in the pit stops.
Yeah, wow.
I still don't know what it was. It looks as though it was over like too much fuel.
Maybe,
fuel
yeah,
burning.
maybe too much fuel. But the thing was, though, that was a penalty for a tire going over the wall. So what that had to do with the 23 car, I don't know. I know they were seeing it there. So maybe the 33 car is going to get that penalty. And there it goes. Oh, sorry. No, that's the 34 car that's going to get the penalty. So the wheel rotation while elevated. Wow, these guys are strict here in America. You can't do nothing on these pit stops. You can't let them rotate. You can't take the tire over the wall. They are very, very strict, which is probably for safety.
It's
because,
very good.
Man, there is it's probably most definitely for safety because only about 30 years ago, there was no pit limits. In the 90s, they were starting to put pit limiters on guys. But around that time, it wasn't common to see a 962 slam into come into the tri-oval at 200 miles an hour coming into the pits and going out of it at 150 miles an hour. It was just that's what you saw. But now with safety and everything, it's so much more restricted about what you can and cannot do. And it's for the safety of everyone else. And I got no problem with that. If you can keep it in, you can keep it within that battle, then we'll have to wait and see. Now, we're on board with the 24 car with Dries Van Voor. He's chasing down Pino for that 8th spot. Now, I know we were talking about the banana boat car looking pretty good here, but I got to be honest. I think this might be, I'm sorry to tell you this, Jonah, this might be just the early bird stuff because
Agreed.
With young, experienced drivers, they just want to get up there and be fast and get up on the pace. We're going to see in the night how this team really does because, yeah, they're showing to have some decent paces. They are in P7, and they've been holding on to that P7 for the first hour and a half of this race. The main question, though, is how long can they keep on to that? Because that 24 car of Dries Van Voor, he's coming. And like I said, if I was a 21-year-old, me, because I'm 21 right now, I turned 22 this year. If I was in that car, if I saw Van Thor on my back bumper, I'd be worried. I'd be absolutely worried. But you can see, though, that the 85 car isn't alone in this battle. There's, I think, a Cadillac up ahead. I don't know if that's the 40 car or the 10 car. It could be the 31 car as well. So still lots of fights here in the GTP class. Yeah, there's 4 cars all within a little bit of a battle here. You got the 24 car, you got the 85 car, and it looks like we got a Cadillac up in front.
Yeah, and just to point out on BMW as well, they've actually started to get a little bit more feisty, just to point out. It's not just the 24 moving up the field. Marco Wittmann is now ahead of the 40 Cadillac into 6th. So BMW are chasing down the leaders. We could see the 25 moving ahead of Blomqvist soon and back into the top 5. BMW aren't out of this quite yet. Let's see how this progresses. Also, another interesting battle to kind of point out as well is the battle for 3rd overall. Albuquerque in the 10 Cadillac is right on the back by just a few tenths of a second to
Oh, yeah.
Vamazanda in the 93 Acura in third. Cadillac could be the car to beat, as meanwhile, it seems that according to the graphic, the 24 BMW has got ahead of the 85 Porsche, so I think we're about to see a move here for 8th place. And yep, exactly as I predict, or exactly as the timing said, here comes Vantor around the outside on the live stream that IMSA has, and Vantor moves into P8 for BMW. So Pino started to drop back a little bit. Hopefully that car gets better, but Albuquerque, very interested to see if Cadillac can get into third here and get ahead of Acura. I think that right now, it's time for Cadillac to start chasing down those Porsches. We need somebody to take the fight to Porsche Penske Motorsport. And if there's one car that can do it, and if there's one team that I think can do it, it's Wayne Taylor Racing. They have 4 overall wins here at the Daytona 24. They took so many successes with Acura and Cadillac in the DPI era. It's time for Wayne Taylor Racing to finally get successful. I think back in 2025, the 40 car was the entry that was up there for Wayne Taylor Racing. Kobayashi had that incredible stint. Of course, he's not driving today, but he was up there. Last year, I was thinking to myself, why is the 10 not there?
Oh, that's a Cadillac going very wide. That's
ironic.
Is that... Who is that?
31 car.
31.
31 car. The luck, the bad luck continues.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, that's horrible. That is horrible.
It's okay.
He went
It's okay.
very lost through. I know it's probably okay, but
It's back on track.
That was through the second hairpin. I think he lost it at the second hairpin. We'll probably see a replay soon, but that's the 31 car. It was already down the order. It is now even farther down the order. Not even showing on the GTP list anymore. So. Wow, we're about to see the replay now. So into the braking zone, the AO car is there. I think he just touches the curb.
Wait,
He's good. No, the 296 just shoves him out of the way. Are you kidding me? The GTD Pro car. I don't know if that's the Reese car. I don't know who that is.
It was Triarci's car.
Yeah, you're right. It is him. And so, yeah, he just shoves him out of the way. Just gets that understeer, moves him off. That's got to be so frustrating. It's the 31 car.
It's the smoking car, the car that was having that smoking problem in the pit lane, the 033.
Yes, it is. You're right.
Yep, it's that car. It's the 33 car, 033 of
it's
Alessio
James
Rivera.
Collado.
Oh, James Collado. Yeah, it's James Collado now. Yeah, so it was Alessio Rivera. David, you're right. It is now James Collado, experienced driver with Ferrari. So very surprised to see that for sure. Jack Aiken moves down the order. The car is okay, though. For Cadillac fans out there, I was just talking about them as well. The irony, the irony of that. The commentator's curse. I know, it keeps coming. It keeps coming. But, yeah, that 31 is okay. It's okay. It is back on track. It's just lost a little bit of time. And it's possible that 033 entry could be getting a penalty for that as well. Before I hand it back over to you guys as well, there's one more thing I want to point out. Something I keep forgetting to point out, but we have reached over 400 live viewers for this stream, guys, and it has been absolutely incredible to see that as well.
Wow.
And I think David, you and I had a very successful stream last year, but I think this one might be able to top it with the viewer count that we've gotten so far.
It's crazy, man. The growth of this channel for the last years. I mean, we were just talking last year. We were talking about we reached 40,000 subscribers, and that was crazy. We are close to 50 right now. And when I first joined, we were about 20. So the growth of this channel throughout the last few years has been absolutely amazing. And it's all thanks to you guys following on. I mean, me and Jonah before, now Nick, we just motorsports fan, loving this sport and loves to talk about it and being complete huge nerds about this. And for you guys to want to listen to us speak, it's just amazing. And thank you for the support. It's wild to hear on a Saturday evening for me, having so many people watching us talk. That's amazing. So thank you so much for all the support throughout the last 2 years, but also looking into 2026. A lot of things happening and a lot of new things is coming as well. So I'm looking forward to this year. I don't know about you two guys.
And we just hit 500 as well.
Oh my gosh.
I agree with you, David. It's 100%. Everything you said, multiply that, pi it, square it, cube it. I don't care. Do what you got to do. It's genuinely the last few months for me, getting to know Jonah, getting to be a part of the esports community, and of course, helping out now with the main channel has just been an absolute blessing. So not just a thank to everyone in the channel, but thank you, Jonah, for giving me this opportunity. Because I'm very happy to be here. And yeah, we're just a bunch of very nerdy fans talking about our favorite bit of racing. And I'm glad you guys are here talking about it too. And speaking of, someone was talking in the comment section about this. My boy, my Canadian boy, Roby Sean in the 27 car. The Aston Martin's coming back. He's back up into P3. He's still 13 seconds off of the 52nd car, off the 57 car, but he's back in the top 5 and he's back in the podium spots. So very good from the Aston to make it back up here.
And the Ferraris have also dropped down the order as well in GTD. Patrick Gallagher in the 96 BMW is in the second. Yeah, the Turner car. That's the car that's the split livery between the Liqui Moly and the yellow livery. I can't remember which sponsor that is.
I love it so much. Yeah. It's my favorite livery on the grid so far. I know it's a little weird with it, but I'm a massive Turner Motorsport fan. If there's a BMW team I will rep till I die, it's them. I love that Liqui Moly livery with the white and the Turner with the yellow. So it's just my two favorite liveries coming together. I can't complain one bit. Oh, I just noticed something on the Mustang. I don't know if you saw that, Jonah, but I saw a very nice little tribute to the number 16 Greg Biffle. I saw his little 16 on the rear bumper of the 16 Mustang. I believe it's of the Myers Riley Motorsports car.
Yeah,
they got a little Greg Biffle logo. For those who do not know who I'm talking about and not know about the NASCAR world, multiple time race winner, Greg Biffle tragically passed away a few months ago from a plane crash along with his family, and pretty much the whole motorsport community has been mourning his loss. And he is one of my favorite drivers growing up, and for a lot of us and a lot of NASCAR fans, he's got to be some of your guys' favorites. And it's very nice to see a little bit of a tribute to Biff and seeing that 16 car, seeing the 16 livery number showing up on the back of the 16 car. So looks very, very lovely indeed. Now we're seeing Albuquerque in the number 10. He's right onto the back of Van der Zandt. Into the second hairpin we go. He is right on the back bumper, that blue Cadillac, looking to maybe get up into the podium spots. I didn't think they were going to do this, Jonah. I really didn't think they had it.
Told you.
Here we are. They're right there. And look at who's right behind them, looking to maybe pick up the pieces. It's Tom Blomqvist, and it's also the 24 car. Up the inside goes the Cadillac. He got a much better run out of that hairpin. 3 wide as they go through the banking. Had the LMP2 on the inside, but here comes Renger. He's going to get that straight line speed. I love the Acura on the top line, but who is going to be the one to get into the bus stop? It's going to be Albuquerque getting it into P3. So now that's the Acura out of the top 3, and that's a Cadillac into it. But right behind it, it's Tom Blomqvist in the 60, and it's either the 24 or the 25 BMW. So this isn't over, but look at this. He's in the slipstream. This Acura is so fast. I'm not sure if they're using the IndyCar engine anymore, or they could be. I'm not 100% sure, but if they are, look at the paces. He's coming back up, but it's just not enough. As you can see, just going to hold on to that P4 for now for Renger Van der Zandt.
They just put it back in for this race, just to mix it up for you, Nick. It's just they just put it back in, just for our entertainment. I just wanted to mention the 75 car, the Mercedes that we were talking about. It's all the way down into the GTD's field right now. It lost out huge on the pit stops. That was leading the Marco Engel car, but it had a driver swap, so it had a longer pit stop and then lost a bit of ground in after the pit stop. So that's why it all of a sudden disappeared from the top of GTD Pro. Another team that we talked a bit about is the Ford Mustang, the 65 car. We were counting them out of contention after qualifying, and we said they had the best BOP, but they didn't look anywhere near pace-wise. Right now, it's looking at the back of the second place car. As my webcam is off.
I noticed that.
Yeah, your webcam's off, and it's I was just talking about it. I didn't know if it was frozen or muted or whatever.
It's
just
blurry,
make sure to resend the link and go off from that. But We lost David. We lost David.
I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna
gone,
fix
but it's
that.
okay.
But I would just finish up on the 65 car. It's competitive. It's looking at Alexander Sims and trying to get up a position and actually being for the fight of the first place right now. As I'll go give that to Nick, and then I'll go fix my webcam.
And as we're seeing it, the 93 car really coming off the pace. Tom Blomqvist now the leading Acura, getting past them up into P4.
David
as
is
they entered the turn 1, and David is back.
Okay,
we got him back.
Yeah,
it just turned off for some reason.
Yeah, it's all good, but sorry, as we had a bit of a technical. Wow, I'm getting the Trump hands out right now. That's crazy. Bit of a technical difficulty. As now we see the 60 car getting in front of Renger in the 93. So now I'm curious, do you think there's a pace problem for the 93, or do you think he's just backing off? What do you guys think?
I think that it's possible that Acura, because remember, these are the same team. It's possible that Meyer-Shank Racing saw that Blomqvist is faster and has a chance to chase down Albuquerque and try and chase down the Porsches as well. I think that there's a very good chance that they may have saw that and said, okay, Renger, let Blomqvist through. Let's see if the 60 can chase down those cars. But the thing is that Van der Zande is starting to drop back behind Wittmann now in the BMW. So the BMW is now trying to get into the top 5. I kind of want that to happen, to be honest, because then we would have all 4 of the main manufacturers in the top 5. I think that would be really good. But the thing is that Acura, if Blomqvist is faster right now, then that's what they're doing. They're trying to prioritize Blomqvist ahead of Van der Zande at the moment, and maybe trying to go for a different strategy as well with the 93. That could be the case. It's possible that Van der Zande might be trying to like lift and coast through some of the corners to try and save tires and fuel and etc. So I don't really know exactly what their strategy is, but it's possible that they may have made a little switch in the order, kind of like what Estra and Nasser did with the 2 Porsches. Speaking of which, they have grown the gap to over 16 seconds to the Cadillac Porsche, absolutely dominating at this stage. And I really hope that this isn't just another domination from the Porsche Penske Motorsport entries. You know that there's going to be chaos later on in this race, especially as we get down to the nighttime hours. And I have a very, very good feeling that is when those BMWs are really going to come alive, is when the nighttime. I think so. I think come a couple hours later, and when we do our next stream, remind me that we said this, because I think that in the night, BMW is going to have a much stronger car. I'm probably going to be the complete opposite, and BMW is going to be absolutely nowhere in the night. That's what's probably going to happen.
But hey, prediction's a prediction, and I'm writing it down, so you're not
write it down.
I want to laugh at you when that car is finishing last in the night. Just imagine you said that now. Those 2 BMWs are going to be flipping in the night stage.
That's 100%.
But look at this. We're getting our Battle of the Americas. The Mustang, driven by Versic, and Sims in the number 3 car. We're getting a bit of a battle here in GTD Pro. It's heating up now. But importantly, 59 McDonald. Oh, look at Mr. Estra in the number 6 car coming around the outside.
Frenchman
coming right into view, just jump scaring me a little bit. But the 59 car McDonald, he's right there as well. So anything that happens with these top guys in GTD, because look, there's I almost said Garcia. There's Katzberg, there's Sims, and then Versic and McDonald all right there. 4 cars within a second and a half. But also, we're going to have to look at it pretty soon. I think Renger's going to get passed by Wittmann. There is a big problem with that car and the pace that it's having right now. We're now seeing the Riley Motorsports car, the 16 car that I was talking about earlier, going in and out, doing his second stop of the day. I am curious, though, when it comes down to these guys, what is going to happen? I'm wondering when they're going to do the driver swaps in GTP and also for GTD Pro, because you would assume that a 3 hour, because usually the max that they will do for the stint is 3 hours, maybe 4. So we're coming up to 2 hours now. They might do another stop. Oh my God, that was that could have been really bad from Nasser. That was Nasser going through. That wasn't Estra. But that, by the way, 2 Corvettes, 1 GTD and a GTD Pro just went too wide on the back straight at the last second, and Nasser had to take avoiding action to not get into a 3 car pile up there. That could have been a massive accident. but
That was
he's
the experience
completely
from
all set.
NASA showing there. Really was.
Now, actually, I want to talk about something. I just remember this with the 25 car because we're talking about how no one in GTP has stopped for tires. I'm really surprised there's been no damage to the 25 tires because now here we go. He's coming up into the tri-oval. He's right on the slipstream with Renger. Is he going to try to go the long way around the outside? There's a 62 car that's the slower. That's not the Reese car. That's the 296. That's a lot slower. Is he going to look for a move up the inside? No, unable to do so. But what I was going to say was that I'm really surprised that there's no issue with the tires for the BMW because when you're spinning them and locking them up on cold tires, we see a lock up from Renger going into the second car. So yeah,
That's
that
the
93
opportunity.
really struggling through the first sector. It's not a matter of if he's going to get past, it's a matter of when. And it just has to come up to when Whitman picks the right time to do so. But now we see Felipe Albuquerque getting a little bit feisty now as Blomqvist coming right onto the back of him. So we could see another Acura trying to go up for that fight. But yeah, I'm really surprised because of the lockup on cold tires. The core of that tire, usually what happens if you're damaging, you're causing wear, the core of that tire gets damaged. And if you're dealing with a damaged tire early, oh man, that's going to be a long stint. But the 25 car, not showing any of those problems. So as of right now, it's looking pretty good if you're a BMW fan as the 25 car making its way through the field.
Yeah, the 25 is flying right now, and I think that Wittmann knows it, BMW knows it. I think that it's possible that that car could be up there in the fight for a top 3 here. But we'll see. What?
Sorry to interrupt. You just got $100 donation.
That's pesos.
That's pesos. I was like, damn, bro, you just got a lot of money.
I was gonna say that though, because that was the next thing I want to say as well. Thank you so much to the user who just did the super chat. We really appreciate all that. It means so much to us. And the comment that I pointed out that we would answer your comment in the stream. What are your guys' expectations for Rexy? That's the question for us. And we'll get to that question in just a second, but I want to quickly mention my point here. It's not just Van de Zande that's dropping off the pace. The 40 Cadillac and the 85 Porsche are also starting to drop off the pace compared to their original form. But let's go back to that question to answer that wonderful user who just gave a super chat. Nick, David, thoughts on Rexy?
I'm so sorry. You just gave money to ask for a question, but I gotta be honest. I don't have a lot of hype for the AO car, the Rexy car. We've been seeing already that Manthey has been showing to be the fastest Porsche right now. That doesn't mean, though, as much as I say that, that doesn't mean you should ever count them out. They're always going to be in that fight there. So we'll have to wait a little bit to see what happens with the AO car. But for me right now, they're not even the best Porsche out on track. The Manthey is. And we'll have to wait and see if maybe with the experience of that AO car, if it will come in through the night stints and maybe get into that fight in GTT Pro. But as of right now, I got nothing.
Actually, just to correct you, because they just moved up into 8th place as the best Porsche car. But yeah.
My fault then.
No, Porsche hasn't had. I mean, they are extremely fast in GTP, and it's the total opposite in GTD Pro and GTD. They aren't the car with the pace right now. Like normally we would see the 911 be really, really competitive in GT racing. They just got hit with that, like no pace this year.
Yeah.
Compared to the competitors. So they are on the back foot already going into the race. And then you can have Manthey is known for having really, really great strategy calls and being a really, really well-oiled team. And of course, being used to racing in 24-hour races, Nürburgring, Le Mans last year as well. And they can make something out of absolutely nothing. AO racing is kind of the same. But it's just so difficult on a track like this. If you don't have the straight line speed and if you don't have the power, you just aren't going anywhere. And that's what we are seeing from the Porsche. They're just not competitive on the bankings, and they're just losing out because of that. Plus, there has been so much more pace coming from the Corvettes, the Ford, the McLaren are back, also being competitive. Ferrari are doing great in GCD, so it's so difficult to if you lose anything, you'll just drop so far back into the grid, and that's what we're seeing from Rexy and Manti Racing and Porsche in general.
Great thoughts, guys. I really do agree with all of that, and I hope Rexy gets a good result. I really do. We'll see how it goes. Also, I just had a little notification on the scoring data that shows the Aston Martin Valkyries got around the BMW into 9th. I don't know if that's actually happened, or let's see. It shows that it has.
Are doing good. Oh man, that sucks.
Wait, hold on a second. And it's not just the BMW, but the Valkyries right on the back of the yellow Porsche trying to get into 8th. So it's possible the Valkyrie might get 2 positions in 1 lap. Keep an eye on that car. Also, we got another super chat from another user. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat as well. And the comment is not a question, but just a quick little thing saying random banana. I believe that's in reference to JDC Miller Motorsports with the banana boat, the Porsche 963, of course, that it's nicknamed. If that is the case, I agree. You know, go banana boat. That's what I'll say.
No, the 75 car. That's the leading car in the Mercedes. Well, that was the leading Mercedes.
Yep, it's
in
spun.
GTD Pro, but he spun it into turn 1. No, that's the last thing you want to see, and that's Kenny Habul behind the wheel of that car.
Switch for the lead.
That is the last thing you want to see. But here we're seeing another pass for the lead. As we're seeing Esther and Nasser going wheel to wheel into turn 1. But who is going to be the last on the brakes? It looks like Esther is going to be able to hold on to that inside. Is Nasser going to try to force it around the outside? The Porsche guys aren't going to like this. But he gets it around the outside, and Nasser gets an incredible move up back into P1. So, wow, the 7 car looking really racy here on the back end of the stint. The battle of the Porsches commence here at Daytona. But I am curious to see what's going to happen between Albuquerque and Blomqvist, because they were really close the last time we saw. But as of right now, I'm looking a bit at the track map. I think they are still super, super close to each other, but just nothing happening. Yeah, 2/10 separating them as they were crossing the line. So they were very, very close. So that bit of a battle probably going to be coming up soon. But as of right now, Nasser leading.
Yeah, it looks like, again, it just reminded me so much of Toyota back in the day, where they didn't have any competitors at the mall. It's just them switching and giving each other turns to lead the race. It almost looked like the same. Of course, Kevin Estre is not a driver who just gives up a place.
No.
We know him as a very, very fast driver. Felipe Nasser the same. And right now, I think if you're sitting in Porsche Penske's garage and looking at this race, you are really smiling because this is perfect for strategy. Each car can save on its tires and its fuel, and just sit in the slipstream and relax and be taken by the other car, and then they switch. It's perfect for racing for the team, and they just have a solid gap down to third place. It looks like it's going to be a battle for the best of the rest if this continues. Because right now Porsche Penske is sitting on this race and just dominating. But yeah, interested to look at what Tom Blomqvist can do. He is normally, as I mentioned before, a extremely fast driver here. As we get a replay of that 75 Mercedes in T1, I don't know what have happened there.
Maybe just a spin.
It's back on track and it's back racing, but it looked weird. We have a lot of crashes and a lot of mistakes going into T1 this early already. I don't know if it's still cold tires. It shouldn't really be, Nick. But
yeah, no, it looks like just a classic rear lock up into turn 1 and just spinning the car under braking. It doesn't look like it could be anything else. As we see the 52 car of Ben Keating, our GOAT Ben, in the P1 Matheson car spinning. This is just coming out onto the oval. Yeah, that's a rough place to spin it. It looks like he maybe was trying to get it on traction, just couldn't control it. We're about to get a replay on that now. And yeah, no, he just spun under traction. And look who's right in front of him. That was a bad omen, being right next to the 75 car that just spun. But that's the 52 car. Ben Keating spinning around and going down the order. I see someone saying hi to me. I appreciate it. Now it's Kyle. My go Kyle. Kyle, they are doing okay. We got the Albuquerque's in third. The 31 car is going through a race of hell. So Kyle, your car, the blue car, is in P3 right now. So you should be very happy. Now let's go on board with the Mustang as he goes up the inside of the 59 car. Or sorry, this is the 57
Windward Mercedes.
So this is that's the GTD car passing GTD pros. Get him out of the GTD class. He's dominating. That Merc is flying, and you're going to see with this onboard. Man,
watch the
he's
BMW.
Got the pace. I would love to see. Yeah, we will have to watch the BMW as he's coming right up on him. But I am intrigued to see. Oh, look at this! That's the Wayne Taylor LMP2 car getting up on the inside, but just unable to do so. But yeah, that 57 car is absolutely flying in that battle. But hopefully, we'll see a bit of battling here between the BMW, because the BMW, he's in 5th. It's been the highest we've seen all year. But now, most importantly, the battle of the American muscle, the Mustang versus the Corvette. The 65 car in the slipstream. He's looking to the inside, but there's some traffic up on the inside, so he's going to have to make it work in the braking zone. He just loses out a little bit there on stuff, but no, look at that. You could just see the 3 car being very easy on the entry into the brakes, but I thought he was just going to let him through, but nope, not at all. As Versich and Sims still battling for that second spot in GTD Pro. And you can see Katzberg right in front, just controlling. Look at how close the GT3s are. This is why I love GT3 racing so much. It's because you get this all the time. And now you can see, oh, that's the Paul Miller car trying to go around. He's trying to go up the inside. Couldn't do it there, but goes around the outside to get the job done. But I am really intrigued about this battle here in GTD Pro and what's going to happen. Because, yeah, look at how close they are. But in the GTD battle, I bet you Ward in the 57, he's trying to beat him. He's trying to beat them all. He's trying to go up and pass maybe the Corvette, because, wow, that 57 car is absolutely flying.
Yeah, this is a very close battle. 6 cars in the fight for P1 in GTD Pro. Sims is definitely defending Verveech to try and keep Katzberg ahead in the 4 car. Also, it's not just the McLaren, the Ford, and the Corvettes doing well. The BMW, Max Hesse in that BMW, he's right in that battle in T5 in the number 1 car, which started at the back. That car was super fast in qualifying, got, of course, demoted down to last in GTD Pro. It has now made its way back up to the front. And watch out for the car that I'm keeping an eye on, the car that I want to win, the Risi Competizione Ferrari. The 62 car back in IMSA is in the fight for this win in P6. It is chasing down the leaders. Also, in this fight right now, we mentioned the 57 car, which is there. Its main rival, while trying to manage the GT traffic, is the 96 BMW, which is right behind this as well. The Turner car, Patrick Gallagher right in this fight as well. So the battle for P1 in GTD and GTD Pro is all at one point at the track. This is getting really intense. And they also have that Pratt Miller Corvette, the Pratt Miller LMP2, which is in that fight as well. Trying to battle with the 43. So there's 3 different class battles going on here in this fight.
And there we go. We see the one BMW going up the inside of the Risi car. I know you don't like that, Jonah, but it has to happen.
It's the other way around. The Risi is trying to overtake the 1 because the 1 was in 5th. So the 62 is now trying to get ahead of the number 1 BMW, I believe.
Maybe, yeah.
It's almost like...
Go ahead, David.
It's almost like that number 1 car listened to what I said and said, get up into those Corvettes and get into that battle. We want to see a repeat. It's fighting.
Here goes the Risi car. That's Sarah going up the inside. This battle between the Ferrari and the BMW, not done yet. We've been seeing that 296 does have a lot of pace on the straight line, and it's kind of showing its elbows now, getting back up in front of that 1 car. But wow, these 2 are really showing it. Up on the outside, though, he's got the draft. They're going to go wheel to wheel into the bus stop. I think the BMW just might get the drag, or will he? The side drafting might work here, but this is probably good for the 296. As now, he got that side draft and gets right back up in front of the BMW, gets that inside and just holds on to that 5th place for dear life. Gallagher, though, in the 96 car, he's like, man, y'all are slowing me up. Because look, I love that car. I love that livery so much. He's right on the back bumper of these 2, but he's trying to get up into the battle of Ward because these GTDs are faster than these GTD pros right now. It's insane. But now into the tri-oval we go. The 1 car barely ahead and gets ahead of the Risi car. So now back up into P5 goes the BMW and down into P6 goes that Reese car.
They swap positions again.
That's
And
not the fighting that they would have wanted.
True. It's not. And
Because now they lost 3.5 seconds on just fighting each other. That's not what you want when you're moving up.
No, it's really not. David, you're 100% right. And I mean, for the 96, it needs to get ahead of the 62 to try and help out the sister BMW. Remember, viewers, these are the only two BMWs in this race are these two. And it's going to be interesting as well. Okay, enough from GT action. Major changes in GTP. A lot of the cars are coming in for their second stint, their second pit stop. The top, so 10, 60, 25, 31, and 85 are all into the pit lane. The 23 and the 40 have also come in. So that's the Valkyrie and the 40, the Cadillac, which started second, of Louis Delatraz. They've changed drivers. So DeAngelis has got in the 23. Jordan Taylor is now in the number 40 Cadillac. So I think that these pit stops for these GTP runners are all about changing drivers for the second driver to get in of that lineup. The top four have stayed out. The two Porsches staying out. The 93 Acura has stayed out, and so has the 24 BMW. So the 93 and the 24 were the cars that pit later. That's why. The Porsches also have way more energy compared to the other entries. So this is going really well. I need to look at the BOP for maximum stint energy as well and see how that goes. Back to GTD Pro. Very close fight here for P2. This is Verveech's best chance to try and get into second position. Here we go. The 65 Ford Mustang, the car that was won last time out at Daytona. Around the outside goes Verveech. Here comes the 3 of Sims. Watch out for the LMP2 entry. Oh my goodness. Don't split the two cars. No! That defeats the drive. That defeats the battle. No! Okay, well, still, the 65 is in the fight. Actually, it's gotten much closer to the 3 now. This is exactly what I want to see from IMSA, is this close multi-class racing. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Verveech was right on the back of Sims and was just about to make that move. I think if he wasn't on the outside line, if he was on the inside at that point, he would have gotten ahead. It's still not over, though, as the 65 is just pressing that Ford right onto the back of the number 3 Corvette. And that Ford is just right in the fight here. And look at the Fords just right there as well. Katzberg right up ahead. Sims has to defend, not just for himself, but for Corvette Racing, Pratt Miller Motorsports itself, as this battle gets extra spicy as the racing continues in the GTD Pro category between the top 6 cars in this class. Meanwhile, Dries Vanthoor into the pit lane for BMW in the 24. I believe
he went in as well. He just came out when we were watching that battle. He was just coming out of the pits when that happened. So he's coming out. So that's those two going through. So we still have to wait for these guys as we're watching now, as Estra and Nasser are fighting. And that's Estra getting the lead back from Nasser. But these guys are going to be pitting pretty soon. Pretty soon. And we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. But sorry, I cut you off there.
All good. Yeah, the two Porsches are in as we speak. I think the data is a little bit faster than the live stream, but both Porsches are in. The 24 BMW is also exiting the pit lane from 4th position. This is going to be interesting. What will Porsche do? I think they're going to switch drivers. So Estra and Nasser, their first stints are done.
Yeah, they're coming out.
Yep, they're coming out. And who is getting in? That's the question for the two race-leading Porsches. 93 Acura also in. Van de Zanda into the pit lane will likely hand over to Nick Uloli or Alex Palou, one of those two drivers. We will see. Or Kaku Shinota, depends, I guess, what they decide with their stints. Of course, we as viewers do not know which drivers go in. We will see how that goes. So the Porsche is going in for a refuel, no tire change.
6 is smoking. You can see the brakes are smoking on the 6 car, not on the 7 car. So that, I mean, they're kind of checking it, not really worried about it too much. So it's a pretty common thing, but those brakes are smoking. That's for sure. Off goes the 6 and the 7. So the Estra's just holding off a little bit, but I am curious about those brakes going really, really hot. But Jonah, we have some more donations to talk about.
Oh,
go ahead.
Thank you, guys, David and Nick, for letting me know about that. Another donation. Thank you so much. We have one that says C5R number 3 Goodrich. Yeah, that doesn't date me. I wonder what that could mean. I think that is in reference to... Is that in reference to the number 3 Corvette which can be the C5R, which competed in 2001. It could be a reference to the post I did.
Yeah, it is. It is. I love that car. That the 3 good wrench with Dale Jr.
Yep,
that's
that's
one
it.
of the best liveries. I love that car. The C5R is awesome. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, no, dude. Man, if that was my Valentine's Day gift, woo, 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 that car's awesome. But anyways.
No, that's a good point, because that car, I just did a post about that car, that specific number 3 entry on the 3 days to Daytona post, and it was just wonderful to look at that car. I've actually seen it in person a couple of years ago, and it was just absolutely beautiful. That's the car driven by the Earnhardts, of course, Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. I believe there were 2 more drivers on that car lineup. I can't remember exactly which ones. Also, just to point out, the drivers that have taken over for Estra and Nazar are the 2 other full-time racers, Lawrence Vantor in the car 6 and Julian Anlauer in car 7. This is Anlauer's first Daytona with Porsche Penske Motorsport. Last time he was here, he competed for Proton competition in the number 5 black and gold 963.
No, this is really awesome. And AJ Allmendinger coming back onto the 60 car of my NASCAR legend. I love him oh so much. It's looking really, really good. I'm really excited to see what happens. Ricky Taylor getting into the 10 car as well. So this is looking really, really fun here. But now, GCD Pro, they're probably going to be coming in now pretty soon. That's the look of it, as we've just gone through 2 hours of this race. We're 2 hours in, so 22 hours. We're just under 22 hours to go into the race. So we have been here for quite a while. There was another one. Jonah, did you ask Alec Kirk also made a donation? I don't know if you got to talk about that one yet or not. Did you?
No, I didn't. Oh my goodness. Another donation. Oh my goodness. I cannot keep
we got
up.
another. We got 2
one.
more. We got 2 donations. We got a lot to talk about.
Oh my goodness.
Here.
Okay. There's too much to talk about. Thank you all so much for the consistent super chats. So we got Alex. Let's first mention him because he was first up. First off, he says, hope y'all can make it down here one year. What races do y'all go to and want to go to? This is the best weather tech I've ever seen. Oh wait, hold on. This is the best weathered I've ever seen at Daytona. So the best weather I've ever seen at Daytona. The Mazda races this week were so much fun to watch. Cheers. Okay. I have been to WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca for the IMSA races many times. I'll be going again this year. And I hope to go to Long Beach as well this year. My hope is to go to 2 more additional races. I want to try and go to Long Beach in LA. It's a very long drive for me, but I'm hoping to do it. And the big race for me that I want to try and get to this year, hopefully, is Lone Star Le Mans in Texas. We will see how that goes. Got a long time to go to. But yeah, what about you guys? Have you guys been to any events?
That's the Reese car! No!
Oh my!
A massive bit on the that's front suspension damage. Oh, that's massive. Hopefully he can bring that car in. That's Daniel Serra driving it.
My!
Oh, the Reese car, Jonah, your car,
my actual car it could be out of this race now. Suspension damage on the front right. This is definitely not good news. David, what are you seeing from this Reese?
Yeah, it as you said, it's suspension damage. That's the most beautiful kind in honest, but also Reese coming back into GTD Pro and then just. Yeah, that's not how you want to do it. I mean, again, you can come back from it. It's not like it just takes so much time into the pit lane, and you have to be so loggy with a lot of full course yellows. So this is not what Reese would have liked to.
How is he turning that car? That's incredible. He's on the apron. He's doing
just
60 miles an hour, but like, wow.
He's so angry. I can tell you, it feels like he's driving like 40 kilometers an hour. Like he's so angry. It feels so slow. Oh, as the tire's gonna pop. The tire's gonna absolutely pop right now.
If there was any chance of him getting back to the pits, all the chances is gone. That is probably
that's not only
car out. Whoa!
It's not
by
only
the way,
because of the tire.
I don't know if you guys just saw that on the grid, but I think that was Van Thorn, the 6 car, having to go below the yellow line to pass the 9 car. That was almost a major crash. But yeah, look at the 62 car. Yeah, he can't get that car straight. Oh, that's such a shame for the 296 car. Jonah?
Not only because of that, but he also breaks all the internal. We can't see it right now, but
Oh,
with
all
him
the
driving,
internal
he
stuff
needs
is,
to
yeah,
control
it's
the pace so
destroyed.
much because it just breaks everything apart. The tire now, I mean, that's so much damage that's gonna make, and that's gonna take some time to get fixed, if ever. Um, Not how you want to come back to Daytona at all. Actually, Ferrari had been talking about. There has been talk about recent competition driving a 499P in GTP. This is not the best advocate for doing that, but
No, not at all. Not at all. Well, yeah, the
full
full
course
course
yellow.
yellow just came out now because of the debris. He's gonna try and bring that thing home, but I really don't know how he's gonna be able to do that.
This is major, though. This is really major because this closes the gap at the top.
Yes.
The 10 is going to be
Yeah.
in the fight for the lead now. And same
Nice.
thing with AJ freaking Allmendinger in the 60 Meyershank Racing
yeah.
Acura. This is going to be a fight. I mean, I want to say thank you, Reese, for this full course yellow, but at the same time, super sad. Thank goodness, though, I believe the Ferrari is slowly still going. I'm just kind of like hoping for that car to get back to the pits.
Sorry, watch this replay. Look at the FAF. He's just covering the inside, just closes in on him.
Whoa.
That's what I saw that underneath the graph. I was like, whoa. That almost was. Look at him. He tries to go up the inside and then,
my goodness.
That was close.
That was nearly
really
the
close.
end for the race leading car overall for Vantor.
Wow. But now that we're under yellow, we didn't get to answer the question that we were really talking about where we would like to go for our races.
So much action.
I got to be honest. I have never seen a professional motor car race. I've never seen Indy, NASCAR, F1, IMSA. I don't care where I go. I'm going to have a fun time. But if I had to pick one track, it'd probably be Road Atlanta. I would go to Road Atlanta. I love that track so much. It's my favorite American track to drive on the sim. To go there, it would probably be pretty cold going there at night, but it would be so fun. So for me, I'd probably go for Road America. I'd say honorable mention Moss Sport, of course, because GT3's out Moss Sport is awesome. Oh, VIR would also be sick. See, there's so many great tracks. That's why I love IMSA. Is that there's so many great options. But if I were to pick one, it'd be Road Atlanta. David?
I don't know where I would. I mean, I would almost go. I love Long Beach. It reminds me of Monaco in Formula One, and then just putting that with endurance racing and multi-class racing, it just blows my mind that it can actually works. So I would love to go there. I have never watched a endurance race live. I have watched some small Danish races, and that's it. So I would love to go, but like the big thing for me is the big races, like the huge Le Mans race. Of course, I want to go there. I want to go to some European tracks, but I really want to go to the States. I've never been to the States. So want to go see Daytona, want to go see Long Beach, and honestly, Petit Le Mans. I would love to see that race live. It's such a awesome race when you watch it, like when I've been watching it on stream. It's just I want to be there. I want to be live. I want to be in the paddock and that whole thing. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to, as you said, Nick. There's so many tracks. I want to be at every one of them, and I want to be at every single event. But yeah, there's a long distance and a lot of money into it as well. But every bit of super chat helps, and I love that we have this community right now where we can talk about it. And this.
And
if this grows, I don't see why we wouldn't be able to go to tracks.
I don't see why we can't either. But also, it's so funny. Another donation. He's like, dude, why are you cheering so much for my donations? It's literally 7 cents with conversion. It's because you're supporting the group. I don't care if it's 1 cent, 2 cents, $100 million. I don't care. And Jonah doesn't care. And David doesn't care either. You're supporting, and that's what matters. And that's why we're so thankful. Because this is a family. We love having people come out here and doing this stuff. So the fact that you even want to, there's even a thought of you wanting to donate money is just insane to us. So we really appreciate it any way that it helps. It just knows that you guys are great members of the community. So that's why we really, really love it. And yeah, no, 100%. and I see a few people in the comment sections kind of chiming in on the conversation, talking about Mid-Ohio. That is okay. If they went to Mid-Ohio, I would probably go to Mid-Ohio over Road Atlanta because I love Mid-Ohio so much. But yeah, people loving the Glen. Some people saying that they go to Atlanta and Glen is their backyards. I am jealous of you guys. I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, 100%. Even people talk about European tracks like Assen. I love Assen. Hashtag Assen is better than Zandvoort. Don't
in the Netherlands. Yes,
I was
go
about
for
to
me
say
for that. Don't go for me
Nürburgring
for
would be awesome.
the Nürburgring. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
so
that's a
sorry.
night stint.
Sorry,
Ooh.
guys. We've been looking at the replay. I think we got our answer as to what has happened.
to RC Ferrari and the
for
62.
the RC Ferrari. I do want to look at it very quickly as we go under the replay. Whoa, he went what the hell? He went way off through the first bit of the chicane.
Who was that?
And
Was that the 62?
That was Reese. That's the 62 car. And look at him. He slams into the other car. Look at that. He slams into the 23 296. So he went straight across the grass and just slammed into one of his buddies. That's insane.
I think it was a suspension failure. I think that's what happened. I think that, or maybe
just broke on him.
Or maybe a tire puncture at turn 1 for the Reese car, and it had no control over the steering and went straight on and hit the 033 car, and that's when it got suspension damage. You know, that's, to me, that's what makes sense. Okay, we have a lot of changes going on here in the GTP field. The number 7 Porsche has stayed out. Same with the 10. The 6 has gone in. So a different strategy going on here. Vanthoor comes in. Andlauer stays out.
Looks like a problem on the 6.
No. Are you?
Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
It looks like a problem on the 6.
Oh my, you might be right.
What? Wow. No. This is who I said was going to win. I don't want the 7 car to win.
What are they fixing, though? That's the question. It looks like something with the bodywork. Let's see. Oh, is it? Oh, I wonder if it was something to do with the number 9 Lamborghini.
It doesn't look like he touched him, though.
No, I don't think it was something to do with him touching. I think it may have been because he went down on the
apron. He did rub. He did rub. Look at him. He did rub a little bit with the apron, and then also he did rub that 9 car. So they were just patching that up, but it's under yellow flag. So this is, you want to do something in the pits, you do it now. So
wait, hold on a second.
He's not going to lose all the time in the world. Go ahead.
The thing is, though, is that Estra is now down the order. Where is that car? That's in P11. I think that's last for the Porsche.
Yeah, he's probably last now.
So why did the only thing I can think of is that Estra had a black and white flag. Black and orange, I think it is. It's the IMSA flag for coming. You have to come into the pit lane to fix the damage. That's the only thing I can think of. That's why they did it, or Porsche Penske saw that it was a good time to come into the pit lane, like you mentioned, Nick. I don't know. The fact of the matter is, though, is that the 6 has relegated all the way down to the bottom on pure strategy. So now the 6 is going to have to move its way through the order, and the 7 is now in first Porsche Penske lead, and it is Ricky Taylor that is in T2 on Genuine Pace, and Cadillac are now going to be challenging for the win. However, this top 3 is insane. You got Andlauer, experience from Porsche days, Ricky Taylor, multiple Rolex 24 victories, and Alex Palou. The 93 car is driven by Alex Palou, 4-time IndyCar champion and the most recent Indy 500 champion as well. Palou could take that 93 car right to the top if I'm being honest. We will see how this progresses. Very curious to see how Vanthoor can climb back through the field, if that was something that Porsche Penske were ordered to do, or rather that was something that they chose to do. The question now is how this race progresses and when we get green flag running again.
Yeah, that is the real question, though. But I got to be honest, if it was for the black and orange flag, for that, like, that was a very bit of minor damage. So clearly there was something up with the car that they weren't feeling confident with, and they had to bring it in there. So Estra is going to have a lot of time to get back out now, as we're seeing a driver swap under yellow here, the 59 car, the McLaren. We're also seeing a bunch of the other GTDs coming in. So this is going to be big. A lot of people probably hoping that they could get a lot of their stops under yellow flags, and in they go and out they go, come all of the GTD Pro fields and the GTDs as well. There goes the 19 Aston going out now. The 23 car finally going out pretty soon, hopefully. But yeah, it's just really intriguing seeing all these stops under yellow, but it's exactly what they wanted. And now we can see who has kind of gone ahead of who, because it's not much difference. You're seeing this is a mix of GTD and GTD Pro field. I'll tell you that now. I can't really tell if the Greville got jumped or if anything's happened, but I think the 3 car has stayed and is looking a-okay as of right now. I'm intrigued though to see who that is in the 3 car, because I'm not 100% sure who that is, but we are going to very quickly check on that. But that means that because of this, well, they were, at least they were at the time of the stop. It was the AL car, the 77 Rexy car was at the top of GT3.
It is
That's
in the lead
Garcia
right now on track.
But now they're leading on track with the pit stop. But that's Garcia in the number 3 car right now. And I got 1 second. I got something to show the cast. I have it up here. I was thinking about this earlier. I was like, oh, I should show this. He's lost its wing. But I have the Jan Magnussen, Antonio Garcia, Jordan Taylor C7R from 2017. He did lose his wing, though. I think this is the 2017 car.
That's okay. It's a little damaged, but it's all
it's
good.
a little damaged, but it's the 3 car, and that's what matters.
Yes.
So it's still pretty cool. And this is the classic Carrera slot cars. Slot cars were great for diecasts. If anyone wants to find, like, if y'all are wondering, oh, how do I get good like diecast cars? Just get slot cars. They're just
the way
as
to
well
go.
done, and all the art is pretty accurate because most of them are sponsored and they're official branded cars, so they look really good. So if you ever want to get into getting some more diecast cars, get some slot cars. But anyways, yeah, carry it on one of you two. Go ahead,
David. Why don't you go?
Yeah, I actually was just looking down the grid and seeing that I think it's funny now, like we have this whole mix-up and a lot can change. This is what's awesome about IMSA and what I always get reminded of when I watch Daytona, these full course yellow sessions and people pitting and it just mixes up the whole grid. So right now, yeah, we're seeing Lawrence Van Toren, that number 6 Porsche to the back of the grid. But it doesn't mean anything because he's on the lead lap. I mean, he's still close to the rest of the grid. Yeah, he's got to make up ground. But this is what can make or break like a whole race. You can lose time beforehand and gain it all back into a full course yellow. But at the same time, if you're leading, if you're the Porsche, as we can see the Porsche number 6 car into the pit,
A second pit
there's
stop for the
something
6.
wrong.
Yeah, there is something wrong with that car. There is 100% something wrong with that car. But, like, what, though? Because I barely hit the 9 car. I'm really confused on what this is, but this is not what you want if you're an Estra fan. This is not what I want because, hey, listen, I'm happy that Porsche's not doing well, but this is the Porsche I picked to win. I don't want this one to have problems. I want the 7 to have problems. But this is a really bad stop here for the Porsche Penske. They're still trying to fix it up because, yeah, you can see they've taped up a lot of the side paneling there. So there has been some damage there, and off they go yet again. So they'll be at the back and maybe a lap down, maybe not. We'll have to see, but that is not what you want to see if you are an Estra or, if you're an Estra fan or a Van Voort fan, or you're just a Porsche Penske fan. Just not what you want to see.
Well, the LMP2 leader has now moved into into P11. So the 6 is dropped behind some of the LMP2 cars as well. This is not good news for Porsche Penske Motorsport. But I'm very perplexed about this whole situation because it seems like it's Porsche doing this, but at the same time, there was a lot of officials around and a lot more than normal. It's possible that IMSA may have flagged it and kind of gone like, okay, hold on a second. You guys fixed it on the first stop, but I think it needs to be fixed a little bit more. There's
that would be crazy if that's the case.
I don't know though, because Nick, you mentioned earlier that it's a very small amount of damage and we don't think that IMSA would make that big of a thought about it. I don't know. Personally, I feel that Porsche Penske probably saw that, hey, this is a good time to repair the damage now under yellow. The only thing that makes me kind of confused is why are they doing it on? Why did they do 2 stops? I don't know.
I don't know either. There must have been some sort of communication between the two of them. I really wouldn't know. But if you're in that 6th car, you're just like, God, I really hope this doesn't become an issue, because there's so much more racing to go. You're having these major issues now. It's just going to make the rest of this race such a drag. But guys, I'm so sorry. I can't hold it any longer. I got to get going to the washroom. So y'all can hold on quickly. I will be right back. I'll be right back, guys.
All right, David. So right now, Porsche Penske currently leads right now. And to be honest, to me, this kind of shows that Porsche, they really made their commitment to IMSA strong. And I think that the WEC, and then actually, hold on a second. I want to bring up something else. I want to bring up something else in relation to Porsche, because over the weekend, I'm not sure if you saw this, David, and viewers, tell me if you did or what your thoughts are on this. Roger Penske mentioned that Porsche Penske, and specifically Penske, are going to want to go back to Le Mans with the 963 before 2030. And he used the words way before. So way before 2030. That tells me, and the quotes that have been coming out from the reports tell me that Porsche and Penske want to go back to Le Mans in the next 2 to 3 years. That's what the reports are saying. David, you have a smile on your face. You're probably thinking as well about how Porsche is potentially coming back. Do you think this is a possibility?
I think like the whole deal with them leaving in the first place was on a lot of different reasons and economic reasons, and a lot can change in that. And I know Roger Penske and I know Porsche wants that 20th Porsche win at Le Mans.
Right.
And they're not going to be getting that if they aren't going. And WEC are going to be looking at this and saying, okay, we want Porsche back as well. There is these rulings for how you can attend Le Mans, and there is a problem with the 2-car rule, and they have to be competitive, be fighting in WEC as well. But we did see Wayne Taylor Racing attending Le Mans last year, even though they weren't racing in WEC. I don't see why we wouldn't be seeing a Porsche as well fighting for victory at Le Mans not that long. Right now, we are seeing them dominating Daytona. It's obvious to everybody that 963 belongs at Le Mans, like it did last year. It finished 2nd last year, guys. Let's remember that. So if I'm so sure that we're going to see the 963 back at Le Mans, it's just a matter of time. And I'm also sure that at some point Porsche will return to hypercar and WEC. For those people also wondering that, I'm 100% sure it's because of racing and priorities that they didn't want to go to WEC this year. It's because of economics and something in restructuring from the Porsche main, like the group, on choosing where to go and all that. It's something from that perspective, and it's not competitive wise, because they were fighting for the World Championship this year in WEC, and they want to be fighting for World Championship all over the motorsport. So yeah, I'm sure that we're going to see Porsche back at Le Mans soon, and I'm sure that we're also going to see them back in WEC very, very soon.
Guys, what intense racing did I miss under the yellow flag? I bet you it was a thriller. I bet you I missed the most thrilling yellow flag
it's
action.
About to be.
And for green flag racing back yet again. We have Alvire in front. We got Ricky Taylor in 2nd. Alex Palou in the 3 car. Only one Porsche now holding up the front. Now, big walk up from the 60 car, as now we're seeing one of the BMWs going up the inside of the Valkyrie. So there's some moves happening right now. But the main thing is if Van Thor in the 6 car, look at the 93 of Palou. He's looking racy. The IndyCar champion looking like he's trying to make a statement here. Can he go the long way around the outside on the 10 car? Very late on the brakes as he comes into, or I thought he was on the brakes, but it was just up the inside through the kink, and up in the P2 goes Palou in the 93 car. They're back. Now, looking in the back, we see the Fords 1 and 2. The 65 and the 64 car, they've jumped everyone at the start. So they're up in the front. We got the Ferrari, the 033. There's a big spin from one of the LMP2 cars. That is the 04. This is, again, the CrowdStrike car. That has been having a horrible day. That CrowdStrike car has been having a terrible, terrible, terrible day. I feel horrible for that LMP2 team. Hopefully, they're going to be able to get that car up and running and keep on going. But most importantly, look it up in front. It's a massive gap between the Porsches, as now we see Poel just barely holding up. We're going to get a replay as we go into the second hairpin. And just walking it up under the rears for the Cloud Strike yet again. A lot of these guys, you got to adjust your brake bias. What am I telling you? Yep, there goes the rears. Just a classic spin. I've done that. Yeah, you guys, you know how many times I've done that online practicing for my racing. I did a 2-hour and 40 race at Daytona last week, and I was driving the Acura. I was actually driving the Acura that's in second right now. As we see, that's another GTD having an issue. That's the 23 H&R car.
Mueller Motorsports. Yep, the 123 Porsche down the order. Sorry to interrupt you there, Nick, but that's David Musial Jr. That's the 123. This could be another full course yellow. We'll see. Very similar situation to what happened with the Reese car. Don't know if this is done. This car is done. This is Mueller Motorsports return for the first time.
Back tire.
Yeah, it is the back right rear, it seems. Not good news for Mueller Motorsports. We will see. This is the return to IMSA. Wow. First time since 2023. They're just based out here. At least their American bases.
Oh, and guess who just moved up into fourth? We got the Taylor brothers up in P4. That's Jordan Taylor getting the job on the 60 car. I'm not sure who's piloting that machine right now, but we'll find out very soon. But that is a Cadillac 3 and 4 right now. So I said the Cadillacs weren't going to show a lot of pace, but look at them here on the restart on their sim, right on the back bumper, and they're up the pace, and they are flying, the Taylor brothers. Look at them go.
Yeah, the Cadillacs are right there in P3 and P4. Ricky Taylor ahead of his brother, and now we have the Wheelan Cadillac also trying to make it a Cadillac 345 ahead of the 60. We'll see if Earl Bamber in that car can get there. We will see how that goes. Also, we're keeping an eye on the number 6 Porsche, which is in this train at the very back. So it's still in this pack and chasing after the 23 Aston Martin, which has actually just moved down to P10 after Kalen Frederick, who's making his IMSA debut, moved ahead in the number 85 Porsche from JDC Miller Motorsports. Mueller Motorsports still going around the track as that Porsche. Oh, there goes the tire. There goes the tire.
Way off it goes. And onto the road.
That's
Are they going to bring out a caution? Do you think it might be just I don't know if it'll be a full course. We'll have to wait and see. It's off the racing line. But the most important thing is that it's on the apron. And that's not the best place in the world because there might be cars going slower through there. But as of right now, and by the way, that was AJ Allmendinger. I completely forgot it was him in the 60 car. So he was getting swarmed by the Cadillacs. This is the 59 car we're now looking at in the garage. So I don't know if I missed something or whatnot, but the 59 car, which was running up in the top 5, looking very competitive, is in the garage and is now laps upon laps down. Guys, any theories as to what happened? Because I have no idea.
I don't. David, do you have any theories?
Well, I didn't see it. I didn't see anything happening. I didn't. I can see on the time screen that it must have happened under the full course yellow, but I don't know if it also took some damage in that crash. But I don't know. I haven't seen any of it.
Neither have I. Yeah, the 59 in the garage. Not good news for McLaren on their return to IMSA action. We will see how that progresses as this race continues to go. Vantor up ahead of the Aston Martin now into P10. So the Porsche continues to make his way through the field. My goodness, I cannot speak. It also has the fastest lap, the 36.8. It's been a very long day, by the way, viewers.
It has.
And
we're not done. We are not done.
No,
we got another stream planned tonight. We're going to be right back, and it's going to be even better. I promise you it's going to be even better.
Yeah, we have 2 more streams coming later today, later on, viewers. We have the light stream that Nick mentioned, and of course we have the stream for the end of the race as well. David, I know you're not able to make the night stream because, of course, it's like 4 a.m. in the morning or something like that for you, and that wouldn't be great, especially with a baby at the house as well.
100%.
I think I mean I would love to do it, but I don't think my family would be like me in 4 in the morning just beginning
Yeah.
to scream against something happened now. Otherwise, I would have loved to do it. Yeah, but let's see about. I am still not sure on the race ending stream, but I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be following. I'm gonna be answering questions on Instagram. If people want to ask any questions, go hit me up on Instagram. But also, I'm gonna be in the comments no matter what. I'm gonna be checking out with you guys, making
Oh,
sure that
yeah.
you're you're okay without me.
Yes, and same for me as well. I'm an open book on my Instagram as well, which you'll see down in the below. I am the niche 8447 in chat. So if you want to ask me any questions, respond. I'll be right there. And I did see a pretty interesting question. Someone asking about when will Kyle Larson and Max Verstappen participate in the race. And the reason I thought that was interesting is there's already an answer to that. Kyle Larson has not just been in this race; he's won it. He was with Chip Ganassi. I think it was 2015 Le Mans. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jonah. That was one of the last years of the Riley cars before they eventually went over the DPI. And he was in the top car with Chip Ganassi. I know he's with Scott Dixon in that car. I don't know who the other two drivers were. But he was put into a top league, into a top team with some top drivers, and he performed. He was actually doing better than Dixon during a lot of the splits. I've seen the timing sheets myself. Larson is a machine. He is amazing. So he's won it. He's already done it. Maybe he doesn't need to prove himself again, but I am intrigued, though, with McLaren coming back. He raced with McLaren at Indy. He might do it just again with the hypercar. So that's something that we could look for in the future. As for Max, though, we know he has the Honda connection. He's already driven this hypercar, as we're now seeing a bit of a battle here between, or I thought it was a battle between two GTD pros, but it is not. My apologies. But we have seen Max on track. He drove the ARX 06 last year, as a matter of a fact. So he has interested in top class sports car racing. We know he's driving in the NLS this year. He's making his first Nürburgring 24 Hours debut this year, which everyone's going to be watching because he's an instant race winner competitor, and he's going to be going up against some of the guys that are in this field: Estra, the Van Thorpe brothers, many more. So with that connection there, and also with Ford coming in the hypercar, it's not going to be a matter of if, it's going to be a matter of when we'll see him driving that. And whether it be in Ford or Honda, I think he will be in that. So I hope that answers your question. I just thought that was a fun little segment to talk about there.
Great question.
There's just
it was a great question.
Yeah, it was a great little question. I also saw someone ask about favorite drivers, and I think we kind of all answered. Felipe Massa is Jonah's guy. Who did you say your guy was, David? Tom Christensen's your guy, and I appreciate that.
Not biased at all.
Yeah, and that's a great answer. For me, it's the only racing driver that's ever come out of my hometown, and that's Greg Moore. He was my favorite driver growing up, even though I was born 5 years after he had passed. Just the legend and the mystique of him just growing up in the same town that he did. Everyone talked about him. Everyone loved him and respected him. So he was just like this godlike figure for me as a kid. So that's why he's always, for me, he's my favorite driver. But yeah. There's a lot of other questions, and we'll be keeping tabs with the chat, not just for this stream, for tonight's stream, and also for tomorrow's stream. So we got a plenty bit more to go, but we're kind of running out of time here on the stream, aren't we, Jonah?
Yeah, we'll probably end in a couple 30 minutes or so. I need to stretch my legs at one point because I've been sitting here for literally since 6 a.m. in the morning here, because it's been... besides this, viewers, besides this watch party, we also had a starting grid live streaming that I was managed as well. By the way, I don't know how this happened, but we've broken records with these two streams. You
hit 3.5K. You were averaging 3.5K at one point.
Well, yeah,
I was like, oh my God.
Well, now, so this watch party that we have, as data shows, because data is still coming in, viewers, this watch party has gotten 11,000 views. So 11,000 people here have watched this stream. That's not all, though. The starting grid stream has reached to 113,000 views, which is amazing. That's never happened before for Daytona. Clear, blown past our expectations from last year. So this is wonderful. And if Daytona is this amount of people, who knows what Le Mans is going to be like when we do this again, and for the future 24-hour races that we do. Meanwhile, back on track, Porsche versus Porsche, as the two fan favorite cars are going into a close battle. Rexy versus Grello. These are two cars that everyone knows, of course, from the world of sports car racing. Grello, the Manthey 911 Porsche, is in P8. And then, actually, I think it's in P7 now because it's swapped with Rexy. Harry Keene Harry Keene is now in P8 in the Rexy Porsche, trying to get up there as well. Also, quick question. How did the 64 Ford Mustang get up into the top 2? I know that the 65 is up there, but how did the second Mustang get up there?
I don't know, and I don't care because it's in my top 5 predictions, so I'm happy with that, no problem. But no. I must have been through strategy in some cars pitting, because remember, Milner in the 4 car, he went all the way down the grid. So he went through. So it was probably through pit stop strategy. He made it up, and hey, the Ford team being fast at pit stops at Daytona, that checks out to me. Because hey, they're good. They're practicing for next month because the 500's coming up in the next few weeks. So I bet you, I'm willing to bet that some of those Multimatic guys have jobs somewhere else in NASCAR. Maybe they do, maybe they're not. But hey, those 4 guys, they know, and same with the Corvette guys, they know how to do pit stops, because who does the best and most complicated pit stops? It is the NASCAR guys. But I would actually argue that these pit stops are a lot more complicated because you're doing brakes, suspension, all the stuff. But the Americans are great because they got the NASCAR help. So that's my guess as to why the 64 got up. David?
Yeah, it was the same throughout that full course. We saw different teams going to the pit and some staying out. So, and the Ford Mustang is really one out of that. They took a 1-2 lead through those pit stops. So yeah, that's why the grid is mixed up and we see cars all over the grid all of a sudden. Also why we see the Porsches, the Grello and the Rexy car taking places. It's also because of pit stops. So yeah, we have a bit of a mix up. We have Ford Mustang 1 to GTD Pro, then the 2 Corvette cars 4 and 3 in those places just swap with the numbers, and then the BMW number 1 car in 5th place right behind. So we will get that BMW versus Corvette fight that I was talking about. Hopefully it'll be as dramatic as we have a car off track.
Yeah, I was about to say, I thought that was a replay for a second. I was about to cut you off. I was like, is that a replay? That looked like almost identical to what we saw in the Cadillac do. So that's what I thought it was, but that's Graham Doyle in the Wayne Taylor Racing 45 car going really wide, getting a big understeer moment. But go on ahead, David.
Going for some rallying on the track. It's it's not rally cross we're having here. It's the Daytona 24. But yeah, a bit of a mix up all around the grid, but still. Oh no, actually in GTD Pro, in GTD, it's the 96 BMW, the 57 car, the Mercedes that was leading so much, is actually all the way down. All the way down in 14th right now in GTD. Going from 1st to 14 after the full course yellow, and the 96 BMW taking the lead in GTD instead.
Hold up a second. Another interesting thing, the 10 Cadillac has dropped behind both of the Acuras. I don't know how that happened, but Allmendinger just got past Taylor, and the other 40 cars also moved down the order as well. So both Wayne Taylor entries moving down. The 31 of Earl Bamber is now in 5th. And also a couple laps ago as well, there was a scoring of the fastest laps by each car. Philippine set the fastest lap in the 25 BMW out of all the cars. That was the fastest car on track at the time. So things are looking pretty good right now for BMW. We will see how things progress. Meanwhile, very curious to see how Lawrence Vantor can get through the field. Currently, he's in P10, got ahead of the Aston Martin Valkyrie, but he's slowly dropped back through the field a little bit. I think it's because of traffic, though. So Vantor's still in the fight and trying to make his way back to the front to join the sister car of Julian Andlauer. We will see how that goes. But right now, the top 5, Julian Andlauer in the Porsche by 2 seconds to Alex Palou in the 93 Acura. Then comes NASCAR legend AJ Allmendinger with 2 NASCAR Cup Series wins. Then Ricky Taylor in the Cadillac, followed by Earl Bamber in the 31 Whelen machine. So that's how that stands right now. We will see how that progresses. Meanwhile, in LMP2, very good gap. We haven't talked a lot about the LMP2 cars in recent times, but PJ Hyatt has held the lead for quite some time in that gold livery spike entry. Gregor Saucy in the 22 United cars in P2. Meanwhile, a car that we haven't seen for a very, very long time is back on track. The United Autosports number 2 car, which had issues at the very start of this race. Their day is pretty much over in terms of a good result, but they can still get some running here, and there'll be great development for the future. Such a shame for that car, though. It was involved in a multi-car incident in the first lap. Now it is returning to the track after many, many laps down in the garage.
Yeah, no, it's such a shame to see that. And there was a lot of questions. There was someone asking about the TDS car, and I had to give them the bad news that TDS car was also involved in that lap 1 incident and had to place the whole front end. So a lot of the LMP2 guys just having their days, well, a good result over just like that. And so just trying to recover and at least get some sort of finishing position would be pretty solid. I would be curious, though, to see for the track map, if because we've been showing the GTPs for quite a while, if there's a way to show the GTD pros and something else in that. But actually, so sorry, not even that. We haven't talked about LMP2 like at all.
Yeah.
So why don't we just quickly go through it? The AO car has been leading since the start. The 22 car, that is the other United car with Saucy in it. They're still in second. And the Interpol car that was on pole, the 43 car, in third. Car number 8, which is the Tower Motorsports car that is owned by John Frano. That is in P4. We got Espirito Santo in car number 73, which is the Pratt Miller LMP3. And we have the other Interpol car in 6, the 83 car of, I believe that is not the AF Corsa. It is the AF Corsa USA LMP2K. I forgot they have an LMP2 team, which is quite surprising to see, but that is the main runners of there. We wish they showed us a little bit more LMP2 battle, but you can clearly see by the gaps, not a lot of stuff happening on track between the two of them. So glad we were able to do a bit of a recap on that. But yeah, as for now, the AO car, which has been leading from all the way back at the beginning, hours ago, still leading up in front and leading by a good margin, 3 seconds as well. So pretty good job from them. I'm intrigued to see about what's happening in GTD. Still the 96 car up in front, so it's still the Turner car. I'm intrigued, though, to see what has happened to that Mercedes, because that Mercedes
it's
is
all the way down.
nowhere. It is all the way down.
It's 14.
Wow, he's 14th. So I'm not sure what has happened to that car. We'll hopefully hear some updates on him soon, but that's put the 27 Aston Martin, which started on pole, back up into second place. So that's really good for the Harder Racing team to get that position and move back up. But yeah, as of right now, back up in front is Onlyer in the 7 car. He's put, since you mentioned it, he's put an extra 2 seconds on Alex below. That 963 is so good on medium, the long run pace. It's just insane.
Yeah.
Not a lot you could do about it, but we'll have to wait and see for now if anyone can do something about it.
Yeah, Andlauer is right there.
It's still a long ways to go. So a lot can still happen. It's never say never, but yeah, it looks like a Porsche is the car to beat Daytona so far. And Julian Andlauer is not a driver. If I was Alex Palou and sitting in that Acura, I would be hating to see Julian Andlauer driving the car in front of me because he's so fast in that 963. He showed it at Spa a couple of years ago how much pace he had, and that race by itself got him promoted to Porsche Penske. So he's such a fast driver and not a driver I would want to be trying to catch.
Sorry about that. I was responding to a comment while listening at the same time. Multitasking is sometimes hard. We had a comment saying, how long?
It is ended.
How long are you gonna go live for? That was the question. And I said, oh, about another 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, we will be ending it quite shortly because we do need a break a little bit. But don't you guys worry. We will be coming for the nighttime stint. So any of you Europeans who want to catch up on some sleep now. We'll see you later. Because we're gonna be helping out for the nighttime stream, getting some European viewers up, and anyone in the East Coast who wants to come out late. When are we gonna start that one, Jonah? Because we haven't really talked about. I don't even know. I don't even know myself when we're going to start. But it's going to be around 8, 9, 10 p.m. PST.
Probably around 8 or 9, somewhere around there, I would say, because we want to hit the midnight cycle, and then we'll probably go to around 10, maybe a little around there. I'm not really sure. It depends exactly when we'll start, but we'll see how that goes. David, I'm sure that you're going to probably want to get some sleep. I don't know what time it is over in Denmark. It's probably really late, right?
It's 10:30 almost.
Okay.
So it's okay. For a family man, it's pretty late. So yeah, but I would love to stay up with you guys throughout the whole night and watch this race. But yeah, I got some some sleep I need to get. But yeah, I mean that's endurance racing. It's these night hauls and staying up and looking at. I mean, I remember I was talking to you guys about it more last year with that safety car period. I was just sitting up, looking at the screen, and there was nothing happening. It was the worst 3 hours of my life. Nothing happened, but you still can't. You still don't want to go to sleep because you're like, yeah, but in 5 minutes it could all change. So you wanna stay up and you want to watch the race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we'll probably get a moment during Daytona either today or tomorrow where we're going to be like in the point where it's going to be just like, what to talk about.
Look at this.
Yeah,
what wheel-to-wheel action between the BMW and the Caddy, but up the inside goes. I'm not sure who that was. If that was the 25.
I think it was 25.
Car.
It was 25. Philippine aboard. Yep.
My goat.
Philippine up into P6 for BMW.
Or is he? Because it looks like the Cadillac got him back out of the corner, so he's going to go for it round 2. This is against I believe Albuquerque, but that's not Albuquerque. That's Jordan Taylor going against Earl Bamber, and I think that's for P6 as they move up, and that's the 24 car. Oh, actually, never mind. It was just a double overtake from the BMWs.
They're exactly the same livery, so it's unknown, you know.
Yeah, like I thought they just got back, but you can see though that the banana boat's right behind, and I think it was the Valkyrie, or was it another car that was behind? I'm not sure who.
It's the number 6 car right behind, yeah.
Vantor.
It's the 6. It's Vantor looking to make his way through the pack. He's quite close here because, hey, if he can get between these guys that are coming up ahead, bare minimum he can get the third, and he could probably hold that third for a good point until the next stop. But yeah, as of right now, by the way, we made a comment earlier about about Daytona looking like it's in the best conditions ever. I don't blame him. This today looks gorgeous. It's probably a little cold. It's a little cooler, which is good for the tires because that means you can push the tires a little bit more, and it's a gorgeous day. But I know for a fact when the evening comes down, these drivers are not going to be happy with some of the sunlight reflections you're going to be seeing because, man, you're going to get blind. You're going to, especially in the infield, you're blind. You're going to be so blind, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, and just to point out something real quickly, this is unrelated to the weather, but the weather does look really nice. Sun's out. It's not like a terribly cold day like it has been before. But I want to point out that Vantor has lapped just 8 seconds faster than Blomqvist, I believe, in the 60 Acura. I don't know how he did that. That's what it said on the timing graphic. It said that Blomqvist set a 1:30. And Vantor set a 1:22. So I don't know how he was able to do that, unless I'm getting it wrong.
You mean a 1:30 and a 1:32?
A 1:30 and a 1:22. 22.
Both of those are wrong because they weren't even doing those times in qualifying.
Then the graphic is wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, they were doing 33. They were doing high 33s in qualifying.
Then they got it wrong. Okay, yeah, it was definitely wrong. Okay, that makes sense. So thank you for pointing that out because that was totally wrong from the graphic. But I do want to point out, speaking of lap time, is that, and I'm not wrong about this. Trust me, I'm right. Palou is actually closing the gap to the leader. Palou is closing the gap. The gap was 4 seconds roughly around.
Yeah,
Now it
3.3
is
now.
3.3. So Palou has gained in that last lap as well. He's actually set a faster lap time by, I think, just about 0.2 than the number 7 Porsche of Julian Andlauer. So Acura definitely has pace here, and Allmendinger as well is not too far behind. So we'll see how that goes. BMW also doing very strong laps as well. Meanwhile, Kalen Frederick has just got ahead of the 40, and I believe the 6 Porsche is also there as well. So something's going on with the 40. The 40 is dropped down to 10th.
Wow.
That's the Cadillac.
It's not their weekend.
No,
It's
not
really
They
not
were
the
running
Cadillac
so
weekend.
good at the beginning. They were easily the strongest Cadillac at the first spin in the first few hours of the race, but now they've completely just, wow, that's insane. So down to 10th they go. The producers haven't said anything. I haven't heard any of the commentators mention anything about the issues, but yeah. Also, I do a few people have mentioned Logan Sargent at a time.
Mhm.
And I am wondering
Yeah.
what I do forget what car he is in. Is he in one of the United cars? I forget which one he's in. I might one of you guys maybe have to
Yeah.
correct
looking
me
it
on
up
that.
right now.
He's in the number 18 Era Motorsport car, so the purple and white car, which unfortunately was
And-
involved in that lap 1 incident.
Yeah, they're in the lap 1 incident. So
I think it might be out actually.
It's all the way down in 55th place, 55th overall right now.
Yeah, that sounds
7
about
laps
last.
behind the leader.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Wow.
that's done for the 18
For
at least.
Mr. Logan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, while it's not really good right now, his prototype race, in the future, in 2027, he will have a much better prototype season as he embarks on a new journey with Ford as their newest hypercar racer alongside 2 drivers that are racing today as well, Seb Prio and Mike Rockefeller in the Mustangs that are currently in P1 and P2, by the way, by about 1.2 seconds to Tommy Milner in the number 4 Corvette, followed by Garcia in the 3. So it's an all-American top 4 in terms of brands. And then of course, it's, I don't know who's in P5 for the GTD Pro cars, but, definitely interesting to see. Also, while we were talking, Andlauer has grown the gap by a couple tenths of a second to Palou. So while Palou gained a lot of time, Porsche have continued to extend the gap and reclaim a lot of time off the Acura.
Yeah, no, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Is we'll have to do one more countdown of the drivers before we get on to the end of the stream. But you know, I was thinking about this. I made the comment during qualifying. You know, there's bags, right? And they have sand. And you know, sometimes some teams like to throw those on those cars. And I think the 64 and the 65 were putting some bags of sand on their car because they're 1 and 2, and they're comfortably 1 and 2. We didn't see this at all in qualifying. They're absolutely nowhere. I think they qualified like 6th and 11th. It was kind of the same story with the Porsches. We were kind of surprised about where they are, but look, they're just holding it up right here on the front. Almost nothing that these Corvettes can do to pass. So the bop, they had the best bop as well. This is why I was confused of what was happening in qualifying. The bop really not saying a lot about the quali pace, but it's showing that the race pace is super, super strong. As now we're seeing a bit of a battle here between some of the LMP2 cars. That's the battle between the Paul Miller 73 and Alvarez in the 8. But yeah, no, I'm really intrigued to see what happens with the Fords going later into the night. But as of right now, they are controlling up at the front.
That's been like that for GT Pro. Firstly, it was called it, and now it's Ford. Like 1-2 control is just the way it is in GTD Pro so far, for some reason. But yeah, it wouldn't be the first time that Ford has come out in GT racing and back their cars. They did a little more the first year they were back with that GTE Pro victory they got there. They also sandbagged a lot there, but But yeah, anyway, it's nice to see that Ford Mustang. It's a beautiful car. So to see that in first and second place right now is awesome. Although I would love for a bit more battling between manufacturers and not just two of the same brand. Putting one to, unless it was in GTP when we had the Porsches. I loved as not a fanboy at all. I would love to see Porsche take a 1-2 here at Daytona. But no, for the fandom, it's also great to see a battle. And if any team could do it, it's Meister Racing and the Acuras. They are such a great team, and before Porsche, it was them dominating Daytona. So I would be looking forward to see them fight as well for a world victory, like they did back in 2023.
Agreed. Well, we'll see how it goes with Ford. We'll see if they're able to take a double victory at Daytona and defend their crown with the updated Evo Mustang GT3. Meanwhile, there's a close battle for P3 in LMP2 with the 8-Tower Motorsports car defending against Manuel Spears.
That's a massive shunt of the LMP2. That's that's the AF Corsa car,
and
that's
right.
the right. That's the right 120 car. Massive shunt. They're bringing out the full course yellow. They have to. That's a destroyed car.
That's done. That's Dylan Murray in the 83. Sorry.
Oh wow, that's a
that is the Nicholas Nielsen car as well.
That's the Nicholas Nielsen car. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
That's
so the yellow flag comes out. The full course yellow goes out. Another wheel fully off the suspension. That's the second time we've seen that today.
Oh man!
Wow.
That's done for right. I mean, that could be done for Right Motorsports. Look at that car; it's caved into the tire wall. Same thing with the 18. That's Adam Adelson on board. Hopefully, both drivers are okay. A full course yellow out on track. This could promote a lot of pit stops to come in, especially in the GTP and GTD field. I was just about to mention a super chat, but I'll do that in just a second once we get a little bit of an update on this whole situation. This is crazy, though. Another massive wreck. So the cars involved, the number 120 Wright Motorsports Porsche in GTD, that's the green car, the all-green car with gold, and the number 83 AF Corsa LMP2, which unfortunately is not listed to compete throughout the full season, so that car might be done in its only appearance so far in IMSA in 2026.
So he must have mounted the curb on the inside. The cameraman completely missed it. He should get fired for that. So he clipped the curb on the inside, slide across, and because of the smoke, the right car didn't see it. Cause you see him slide in, boom, massive hit to the side. That's a mega hit. That reminds me of the 488 and that DPI car coming together around like 12, 13 years ago.
Yeah, that was more intense, but this is still a very similar point and similar. Yeah, exactly.
Wow, man. Look at all the debris that all the GTPs just went through. So we might get an update on that to see what happened.
On board with the 70.
Yeah, let's see if he clips the curb or something. Oh, no, these are just...
We didn't on board with the car that was right before this, whichever car was
look at all the debris on the track. That's insane. So there's going to be a debris caution. They're going to clear the cars. Yeah, it's not 100%.
It's going to be another like 15 minutes of cleaning to be like getting the cars back, and that's probably going to be another pit stop where they
look
can
at how much,
change up the strategy.
Have to stop. They went over both of the BMWs went over so much stuff. Hopefully they show the front BMWs so we can see a little bit more, but nope, that's it. So my guess is that he clipped the curb on the inside through the kink that sent the car sideways. When with the smoke coming on, the right car did not see where he was on track and just clobbered the quarter panel. Glad to see they're both okay and getting out of the car. But wow, massive shot. And this is going to be a long caution.
Yeah, David, you're 100% right as well. I think that this is going to be interesting to see how everyone kind of progresses with this whole situation. Wright Motorsports definitely concerned over their driver. Same thing with AF Corsa. Thank goodness both are okay, as Nick just mentioned. But yeah, this is definitely an unfortunate situation for both cars. So far, none of the GTP entries have come into the pit lane from what it seems like. I don't know how this is going to kind of shake things up. We do know that this is a full course yellow, and this will recycle the order once again, bringing in another full course yellow to close the gap, putting Alex below right on the back of the number 7 Porsche heading into turn 1 from what it seems. Now, before I forget, and while this user is still in the chat, I want to mention a funny comment to lighten up the mood that is the crazy situation from Arthur3, who says, do you think Sargent listens to Leonard Skinner in the car sometimes? Maybe multi-Q?
I know who that is. Yeah. That's one of my friends. Who
okay. Leonard Skinner, that's the band, of course, that made Freebird, the hit American song from the 70s, and Logan Sargent has often been associated with that, as of course it has been associated with American motorsports and American culture as well. But
to answer the question, though, the answer is he didn't listen to anything because he didn't even get the chance to get in the seat time because the car crashed on track.
That's true, yeah.
So the answer is that he had no music at all. But if he was having some sort of hype music in his headphones, like to prep him up for the race, it was definitely Freebird. There's no way. But wow. Also, I wonder how IMSA feels about. Oh, it's a Ford truck. I thought it was a Chevy pickup. I thought there was a Chevy. I thought it was a Silverado. So yeah, no, the producer completely misses it. But he goes sideways, and then the right, boom, hits him right on the side there with the smoke screen. Just couldn't see anything. Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
Massive shunt, and straight into the tire barrier he went. Nothing you do. Yeah, that was easily the biggest crash of the day. Wow.
Huge crash for the Wright Motorsports Porsche in particular. Of course, a lot of tensions on this LMP2, but that Wright car went into the wall. I'm sure Adam Allison will have to take a trip to the medical center. Also, good news for McLaren fans, the 59 car is back out on track after a long time in the pits, but it is, of course, many laps down. And just to answer the question as well, I do believe Logan Sargent listens to Freebird and Leonard Skinner. I think that that's definitely a possibility. Even if he won't admit it, I think that Sargent does listen to it. Maybe not in the car, because I think that's actually against the law. But I don't think you can listen to music while you're in the car in a race, specifically Daytona. But yes, I do believe that that Leonard Skinner is on Sargent's playlist. Just to point out, while IMSA maybe didn't get the coverage because they were focusing on another exciting battle that we were seeing, I do know that there are a lot of fans here. I have a couple of friends that are in this particular section that I'm sure they and many other fans got footage of that major crash. So I bet social media is going to start pouring in, especially on X and Twitter, X, all that sort of thing, of the situation. On board with the 93 Acura. This is our closest gap.
That's what happened. So he didn't clip the curb. He was going wheel to wheel with one of the LMP2s. I'm not sure which LMP2 that was, and just caught on to the rear, and it just took him round. So,
I don't know if you guys saw that, and I don't want to make any accusations, but from the look of the car, it looked like the car that tagged the AF Corsa was the PR1 Matheson Motorsports entry, the orange and purple car. That's the 52 Orca. I don't know if I don't want to make any accusations, especially against my favorite team in LMP2. And I'm open to admit that PR1 is my favorite team because first off, they are based in California and they also follow me. So I'm biased in saying that yes, I do support them, but I don't know. We'll take a look and see what happened in just a bit. The McLaren is also back on track finally, with, I believe, Yuri Vips behind the wheel. I'm not really sure exactly. From the look of the driver under the helmet, it looked like it was Yuri Vips, but I'm not really sure. So the 59 finally back on track. Yeah, it kind of looks like Yuri Vips. I think it is. I think it's Yuri Vips.
It does look like Yuri Vips, yeah.
Yeah, because the only other drivers would be Nikita Johnson, Max Esterson, and Dean McDonald, but those drivers don't look like that. I think that's Yuri Vips. Okay, no one in GTP has come into the pit lane either. I don't know. We'll see if that happens. Sorry, we had another funny comment about a song saying, "Think anybody listens to Stairway to Heaven?"
Who wouldn't? That's the best rock and roll song of all time. Just don't play in a Guitar Center.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just don't play Leonard Skinner in the. Oh, sorry, not Leonard Skinner. The Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin in the in a Guitar Center or something like that. One comment coming in says, "What country can you watch from on YouTube with a with the VPN?" Well, this is actually a good point for us to mention where you can watch IMSA, because a lot of comments have come in for that. So international viewers, IMSA TV, IMSA YouTube. American viewers, that would be NBC Sports coverage on Peacock and USA. I know there are other places to watch as well. We had a comment coming in a while ago from, as the GTP cars come in. We had a comment coming in a while ago from someone in Sweden asking where to watch. And I believe, David, you know that I think in Scandinavian culture, it's, I believe, Viaplay, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. It's the and if anybody's in question, like anybody doesn't know where they are geo-blocked or they can watch it on YouTube, IMSA has put on their website a nice little section for people like me who lives in a country that is geo-blocked, saying that saying where you can go and watch your Daytona. So if you're in Scandinavia, it's Viaplay that you have to go to. I believe in the Netherlands it's the same. I don't know if there's another channel there, and I believe in Germany you can watch on motorsports.com. So a lot of different places, but for the main part of the world, it's YouTube. IMSA's YouTube, you can watch it on.
Yes, it is, and that is the right place to watch it. So we'll see how if anybody needs any help with that as well, let us know in the comments. We'll try and help, or text us or whatever. You know the way to go. So this is the GTP order has mixed around. According to the timing sheets, Earl Bamber leads in the 31 Whelen Cadillac. Very interesting situation. Porsche are P6, P7, and P11 as things stand. Very interesting to see how that's kind of changed. So as of things right now, let's see exactly. I think it shows right now that the cars are coming out on track on the timing graphic, and I believe that this is correct in saying that I don't know how, but Bamber, Palou, Allmendinger, then the two BMWs, then the formerly race leading Porsche of Julian Andlauer, Kalen Frederick in the 85 Porsche, then Jordan Taylor and Ricky Taylor with the Aston in the between, the Valkyrie splitting those two, and then the number 6 Porsche is completing the 11. So a shift in order, but this is definitely down to strategy. So even though it shows Cadillac has taken over the lead, Porsche still has the pace. We will see how that progresses.
Yes, we will, and I hope that we are coming up to this restart pretty soon, because I think that will be the last bit of action for us. Now, as we're coming up to around the half an hour mark that we were talking about half an hour ago. So I think the way we're going to do this is we're going to do this restart. We'll do maybe 1 or 2 laps, and then that's where we're going to keep it at a close. We also have a co-host whose AirPods are dying, so we don't want to lose them. We don't want to lose that at all. So
yeah, we'll end after the restart, just to point out as well and take a break, because in addition to David, you're having your earpods are dying. I also need to stretch my legs, because like I said earlier, I've been literally sitting in this chair for a couple hours now. I need to go for a very long walk before we have another stream, which will be later tonight, by the way, viewers, with me and Nick covering the midnight portion of this event. That'll be very, very cool as well. Also, the 7 Porsche has got ahead of the 25. I don't know how that happened. Under safety car.
Went through the pits.
Oh, maybe. Or the 20. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know either. I have no idea.
Who knows?
So we'll have to wait and see as the GTDs are doing their stops. Both the 64 and 65 Mustang having a pretty solid stop under the yellows. We'll see how they come as they get back out onto the racing track. So we probably got a few more laps until they start. They got some lovely little gardening here down at the back stretch.
Is that what's going on here?
I don't know. That's what it looks like.
No,
those
fireworks.
Are fireworks. Those are fireworks. Those are better. I don't know. It looked like gardening. I don't know. I thought the guy was like having a hoe and he was just like going in, mixing all the grass and greens. But clearly not.
Speaking of gardening, real quickly, I had a thought. I don't know if viewers have seen this or you guys have seen this in particular when watching the Indy 500. There's this one camera shot every year where I always think about it. It's a pot of flowers on the edge of a wall. And there's a pot of flowers there, and there's these Indy cars coming right next to this pot of flowers. And I feel so bad for the flowers. I know that they're not like humans or whatever, but I always feel so bad for the flowers because here comes because every time a car goes by, the stems of the flower just rotate all the way to the other side as this like 700-mile-per-hour wind comes by. It's not that miles per hour, but it's definitely reminded me of that. But those
is that
fireworks,
a Manti safety car? That's
it is
awesome.
Yeah, it is
that
a Manti safety car.
That is really, really cool. But the safety car's coming up here. I think they're either gonna go green this time by or next time by. We'll figure it out regardless.
I think hopefully soon. That way we can. David, your
We can
AirPods don't.
I'm running at like it says 6% on the
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I'm dying.
We're just like racing drivers. We're bringing it right down to the wire.
Yeah, we
the wire.
definitely
Please
are.
What's
go
gonna
green
So if
this
my
lap.
sound all of a sudden cuts off, you know what's happened. I
Yep,
put
pretty
into the
much.
pit and be like, that's me.
What's gonna happen is that we're gonna go green, and then we're gonna say, and for David's POV, it's gonna be, and we're. That's all it's gonna be. So
Pretty much.
that's all it's gonna be. So we'll see how that goes. 20 hours and 49 minutes to go of the Rolex 24 at Daytona in 2026. If you've enjoyed the stream so far, like and subscribe. We have gained over 600,000. Sorry, not 600,000.
600,000 subscribers.
That would be
in one
amazing.
day.
That would be amazing.
Ooh.
That would be amazing. But we've gained
Crazy.
600
We're going all my
subscribers in 2 days alone. We're almost to 50,000 subscribers. Please get us there, viewers. Please. If you are not subscribed, it means a whole lot to Nick, myself, and David for this whole channel that we are building. Subscribe, get us to 50,000 subscribers as the season kicks off here at Daytona.
We're 500 to go. 500 to go to
Yep.
50. Come on, guys. Let's do it. Let's
So
get
close.
Get down to the 50 tonight.
Yeah, let's try and get there at least like by the end. I hopefully we can get there by the end of Daytona, the Daytona weekend at least. Yeah, we will see how that goes. Hopefully we should be going in this lap, as it seems like the field is kind of going all together. We're just waiting for a few more cars to get there. So maybe a lap, maybe 2 more. I'm not really sure. We're still waiting for a gaggle of cars at what is that? Almost at the start finish straight as they're heading into turn 6. But we'll see how that goes. So current leaderboard 31 Cadillac is in T1. Oh, there's also a major repair going on. So that's why they're under yellow, it seems, for quite some time. I would say maybe a lap more, maybe 2 laps more. Hopefully, David, your earpods can stay on. We will see. But yeah, Bamber leads in the 31 Cadillac.
Yeah, they're leaving now.
Oh yeah, they're getting cleaned up.
Yeah.
What is amazing
Look
about
at that 930. Do you see that 930 turbo in the background? That was clean.
Oh, I did
Sorry.
not. That was cool.
No,
No,
there's
it's
a
okay.
930 turbo that was in the background just driving in the paddock. And also, there was someone that was mentioning the C5R earlier. They have the C5. I saw they were showing near where the finish is, right behind where the pits are. They have the C5Rs on display.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I noticed that when they were showing a helicopter cam, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. So if somehow you're watching this and you're at the track, which why would you be doing that? Go see the C5R. It's gonna be there. It'll be really, really cool. But yeah, as of right now, and especially with the Corvettes, we're gonna have to see if they will be able to take up the Mustang, as hopefully we're gonna be going green in the next lap or so. All the safety car workers, it seems like they've gone their way off of the track. We only have a few cars that are behind in the massive train, the safety car train. So I think they're going to be coming out and trying to get up to the back now. And then hopefully in the next lap or 2, they will be going out. And here's one of the LMP2 cars now going out.
I don't know if they're going to wait till every single car goes and stacks up, or they're gonna go in the next couple of laps. The majority of the cars have caught up. We're just waiting on the 11 TDS, the 04 CrowdStrike, a few GTD, and 2 GTD Pro cars. The 75 and the 14, of course, and the number 2 LMP2, which is exiting the pits at the end, and a couple, multiple laps down. So we will see how that goes. But right now,
yeah, we got one more lap.
Yeah, one more lap at least. So
Please.
Hopefully we can get this. Also, Vantor in the pit lane for the number 6 Porsche as it stands on the timing graphics. Very interesting to see. So Taylor's moved
Still
back
having
into
issues.
P10. Either still having issues or it's coming in for another stop. It's been a difficult last couple of laps for the number 6 Porsche. Which was looking to be an amazing race, right, for that car. It has had some bodywork issues. Hopefully, though, this car can stay in the fight for P1. And I mean this with the all honesty. That 6 car could still win this race, no matter if it's a lap down or so. That is the beauty of multi-class endurance racing, especially IMSA.
Absolutely. That's what I talked about before as well. These two core shows that we're having right now, they mix up the whole grid each time because of strategy calls. I mean, right now we don't know what kind of strategy the 6 car is on because it has gotten mixed up with that problem it had to be fixed. Then the strategy changes every single time there's a pit stop under these full core shows. A strategy change is going to happen. So a lot can still happen. Right now we have the 31 Cadillac in the lead. It's back in the lead after qualifying.
Right.
It finally got that pole position that it wanted. But no, and the 7 car is in 5th place. What we do know is that Porsche has had the pace throughout these first few hours, and that definitely they are still the fastest car out on track in terms of lap time. So I would not count either the 7 or the 6th car out. Also, just want to mention, we have a former Formula 1 driver in the top 6 right now, Kevin Magnussen, into the car, the number 25 BMW.
Yep.
Of course, son of a legend here. And we talked about the car that his dad was driving, Jan Magnussen, of course, winning Daytona beforehand. So let's see if Kevin can do something like that as well. But no, those, just to mention, yeah, again, the 6 and the 7 car definitely still in the battle, even though it's down the grid right now.
Yeah, agreed. We'll see how this goes once the safety car comes out, and I think, like you said, David, the Porsche. Hopefully, did the AirPods die? I think the AirPods.
Nope. I still have one.
Okay. Thank goodness. Okay. The safety car is going in. Finally, we are back to green flag racing in just a moment, and then we will take our break. The 31 Whelen Cadillac will lead us away with Earl Bamber behind the wheel. Can Cadillac claim their first win since 2018? Can Acura go for it? Green flags. We are racing at Daytona once again. Another restart comes, and the 31 Cadillac leads away. Here comes Palou, though, in the 93 Acura. He's not going to challenge down to turn 1 quite yet, though, because he's a little bit too far behind. Back in the back of the GTP category, there's a couple of cars going side by side. There's the Aston Martin Valkyrie in the fight right now for P7 as it stands.
Look at the Corvettes.
Yep, the Corvettes are also
Wheel
going side by
to wheel
side.
on the turn 1.
Oh,
So close between the 4 and the 3 car. The 4 car just shutting it out right there. I thought the BMW was going to maybe be able to pick up the pieces on it, but unable to do so. That's the 4 car. That's Milner taking ahead of Garcia, and that's Harper in 3rd and Barker in 4th in the Cadillac. Look at the AO car going really quick, because some of the LMP2s having trouble. That's one of the Corvettes going wide. So that's one of the Interpol cars. I don't know if that's maybe United car, but because of that, one of the Corvettes had to go wide and lost a bunch of positions. So now that's Barker up in the 3rd, Harper down in the 4th, and that is, I don't know if that's the 343 or the
343. It's the 343.
But that's a massive incident to see at the beginning of this restart. It's chaotic as ever here at Daytona, but Errol Bamber in front controlling, but now you can see, look at Garcia trying to get back up, and he's going after Hinchcliffe, goes around the outside of them, and now we can also see the other GTT cars 3 wide as the Aston Martin was almost squeezing the other Aston Martin. Don't hit the LMP2, guys. I don't need to crash on the banking. Oh my goodness, what a chaotic start here as the number 2 car. So that was the other United. So it was the Interpol car. It was the sister Interpol and the United cars that got together. I think they were fighting for 4th because Goikberg is now up in the 52 car. He's up in the 4th. Look at that. One of the fighters
Magnussen.
in the GTD guys going oh so wide. What a chaotic start here. But this is what we love about Daytona.
Magnussen pit as well in the 25 BMW. He's down to 11th now. Something happened to the BMW. It is now 31 Cadillac leading from the 2 Acuras, then the number 7 Porsche that was initially leading this race, then the 24. A lot of chaos going on in the GTD field as we have almost 3 wide into turn 1. The Corvette versus the Ferrari as this battle continues to rage on. There's the 25 BMW exiting in the background. I wish we could show you this, viewers, what we're seeing exactly right now. But of course we can't because of copyright issues. The 31 Cadillac leads from Palou, and that is the grid. Things have settled down. We're okay. Everything's all good. And now, probably this is the time, even though it's still a lot going on, this is probably the time to take a break. What do you guys think?
I think it might be good. I think that was the chaos we needed to see on the start, and I think we can call it now.
Agreed.
I would appreciate a break at least, if not forced on one.
Same here.
But
well, we're all in agreement.
Yeah, we are.
It's difficult to go away from racing when it's this action filled and so many things happening. But I guess a break would be in its place, and you guys can come back. I will be sleeping.
Exactly.
Just think about that, me sleeping at that point. That's nice. And I'll see you guys later on. Hopefully I'll be there for tomorrow for the end of the race stream. If not, then I'll be in the comments definitely also checking you guys out.
All right. And David, it's been a pleasure to have you on this watch party. Thank you so much. And Nick, do you have any final thoughts before we end off?
You know, we may not be the official commentators here, but we're giving it our all, and we've been having an absolute blast. We've been having so much fun here.
Agreed.
Watching this race and being able to show this to you guys, trying to do the best job that we can for you guys to be able to watch this, and we couldn't be more appreciate you guys for sitting around. Yeah, we peaked at around 550 viewers. We got around 330 right now. Couldn't be more appreciated for every single one of you for being here, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to being here. And yeah, I'm just so blessed. I'm very happy to be here. Hit me up in my Instagram. I just made a brand new Instagram for motorsport commentators. It's in the link down below. Give me a follow and stuff. I'm probably, as soon as we go on a break, I think I might be making some content on this. I'm going to talk to you about Jonah, see what I can and cannot post. But I probably will be making some content, so stay tuned. But yeah, we will be seeing you guys in probably 6-7 hours when we do our next stream. So that's enough from me. It's been an absolute pleasure for the first stream.
Yeah, thank you both so much for coming on here. It has been an absolute pleasure, and record-breaking views, record-breaking just everything. Very, very happy. But from our Daytona start stream of the first couple of hours of the Rolex 24, huge success. Thank you all so much for your support. Join us in a couple hours for Nick and myself's nighttime stream of the Daytona race. We will post some information about what we're going to be doing, when we're going to be doing that, all that sort of thing. And then tomorrow we'll also have a stream. Hopefully, David, you can be there. If not, no worries. Thank you to both of you for joining me throughout this stream. Thank you, viewers, for coming in the chat, for interacting with us, for being a part of this. You are what makes this thing all happen. So from the F-Day Endurance team, we will see you all in the next one. Enjoy the Rolex 24. And that's about it. We'll see you soon.
See you soon, guys.